I want a man that provides and takes care of all of my bills and is gonna make sure that I don't have to lift.
Are you a child?
You see what I'm saying? What?
Women are the only people that will get upset at you for giving them what they want. And women are not rational. The man that does not challenge you does not love you. That is the reality. This is a result of feminism and women's independence. So y'all got what y'all asked for.
Who is we? We're not talking about you. I want to get a belt.
I am a traditional man. I am not a sucker. I'm a black man in Hollywood, so I've definitely had those situations where...
Hey guys, welcome back to 8 at the Table. We're back with the cast, the regular cast. We have Aaron, we have Jada, we have Rome, and we have a guest today. We have Mo from Money and Violence.
What up, what up,
Happy New Year's, guys.
Happy New Year.
Mo is the creator of Money and Violence. He's also a content creator and a New York City writer. What other projects have you been on that you want to tell the people to look out for and what you have coming up?
Godfather of Harlem with Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, dope.
I wrote three seasons of that. American Gods. I was just up for Marvel's Daredevil Born Again.
Congrats.
Yeah, and met with the showrunner, loved me, and they actually lowered the budget for the next season and they couldn't afford me, which is crazy, like Marvel couldn't afford me. The last conversation that they had with my agent said, you know, usually executives don't take the time to call us and let us know that they really, really, really wanted to work with a writer, but with you, they actually called. Usually, we just get an email like, no, it's not happening.
Do you ever feel like they just don't want to pay you as a black man?
I'm a black man in Hollywood, so I've definitely had those situations where, you know, I do feel that that's played a part.
Yes.
But I do my best not to just not to focus on that because that's just the reality of the world that I'm in and just deal with it and keep it moving.
Listen, I have my SAG-AFTRA. If you ever need an extra,
Hey,
I'm your girl.
You do, Jada?
I just got my check today. I was just like,
Yeah,
off.
okay.
All right, well,
That's
I'll
cool.
definitely
That's
keep
fun
that in
fact.
mind.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
So we are going to be talking about this concept called future faking. I personally have never heard these two words together before. Maybe Alan made that up.
No.
Yeah.
I went to the article. He didn't make it.
I read the article too.
Maybe
And I
Alan
had seen something about it probably about a week ago.
Okay.
Pretty new though.
Yeah.
Pretty new, right? Okay.
We got you.
I'm like, it has to be. I've never heard of
As
this.
a matter of fact, Sophia sent it to me. She sent me the video about. Oh, was it?
Alan said this
So
before?
this is a subject that you guys. Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Wait, maybe Alan did create it.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't write the article
No,
though.
I'm not lying. Okay, so this is future faking is a manipulative tactic often seen in relationships where a person makes grand promises about a shared future, marriage, kids, moving in, without any real intent to fulfill them, creating false hope, deep investment, and emotional attachment in their partner, ultimately serving to control or keep the other person hooked. It's characterized by vivid descriptions of what we'll do, but a consistent lack of actual planning or follow through, leaving the victim feeling perpetually hopeful yet unfulfilled.
Sounds like just running game.
I'm feeling like this
sounds
isn't. I'm
like
feeling like this
niggas,
isn't anything new. This is just selling someone a
It's just
dream,
men.
right? It's selling someone
They
a
always
dream.
trying to put some new age.
It's 2000.
Some new age
It's
term,
a
right?
new age term that's why I said I've never heard of this because
Sounds
this
somebody
sounds
agree.
like a typical man sorry.
I'm going to flip your taxes. Never does it.
But on the other end, it also
they was
sounds
flip.
like,
They
it
was
also
flip.
sounds. I mean,
Sometimes you don't see
there's
the
a
flip.
flip side to it. It sounds like
It was
I'm
flip.
not going to say the typical, but it sounds like a section of the women out there who sell the man a dream of I like you so that they can get financial gain. You know what I mean? It's selling someone a dream. That's what it is.
I'm sorry. I actually sent Alan a clip because a couple of weeks ago, this woman had said she broke off her engagement or she broke up with her boyfriend. She said nothing was wrong. We lived together. Everything was great, but he wasn't a man for me.
I was over it.
And I was over it. So
But I think
Is that wrong?
Is that not a valid reason?
First of all, that means they both dodged a bullet. One,
Right.
but it also means that there's something. She's just not putting it out there. Nobody's leaving stability.
He probably did.
I've
something.
always been the believer
But
that.
what if it was only stability?
But
What
I've-
if she didn't love him?
But what if it wasn't stability? What if she just woke up one day and realized I'm really not into this person? I think
She's known that.
But I think that.
Did he lose his
But I
money?
think that
that's
we.
the same.
that.
That's,
Oh, sorry.
that's literally the same thing as future faking. If you think about it, he knew that.
You said he knew it?
Well, I'm saying because
She said if she knew it.
But you said she knew that.
Yeah, there's been something there. She didn't just wake up and be like, I'm moving today. I don't like this
Wait,
nigga.
did he? What was the? What
But I think
happened?
it takes.
for her to
I think
leave?
it takes time. I think it
You're
takes
right.
time to be
Exactly.
absolutely sure, right?
Exactly.
I do believe that the heart and the mind exist totally separate of one another. And I think sometimes your heart may be into someone, but your mind is telling you that this doesn't make sense. And over time, your mind wins over your heart. Or sometimes your heart wins over your mind and you decide to stay. But I think that what we need to realize is no matter how much time is invested, none of us own anyone.
Exactly.
And we have the right to walk away at any time we choose. And it doesn't make us wrong.
Yes.
You understand? Because at the end of the day, none of us deserve to be a hostage of somebody else's love.
Right. Hey, that's
You got to reserve the right to be able to change your mind.
I like that.
And I think with this whole situation, this whole future faking thing, I found this clip to send to Alan because, you know, most of the internet says, oh, I'm looking for this type of man. And you guys have all these qualifications, all these specific things. For her to have this, you know, the 6 foot, the 6, whatever, the 6 figure, all that nonsense, for her to have that and say, hey, I just woke up and I wasn't happy. I think like that is the eternal fear of like each one of us.
Yeah.
So I don't think that you should be able to call this future faking in this instance, but not future faking for that. Because if you think about it, she kind of sold him the lie because she moved in with him. And this whole time, he could have been working hard. He could have been doing everything he was supposed to do, being righteous, not cheating, going to church, all the stuff that y'all say y'all want. And this whole time, in her back of her head, she's got a whole escape plan.
Maybe she self-sabotages.
But I do
Whatever
think
it is, but she future faked.
But I
She
think
had doubt,
I
for
think
sure,
where that
so did we.
differentiates from future faking is that future faking is a person that goes into a situation knowing that they don't want this,
Yeah.
right? And they're like, but she's pretty.
And
I
they're
want to keep her
purposely
and
the
keep her
dream.
here. So I'm purposely going to tell her,
Exactly.
look, yeah, we can do this. We can do that later on. Not today, tomorrow, right? I call it selling someone hope, right? It's like when you go to someone, so do you think we can get married? And they go, anything is possible. Right?
Yeah.
They're not telling you yes, and they're not telling you no. But in their mind, they know, yeah, this isn't happening.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's a female answer.
But everyone has done that.
That's a female answer.
In a way.
I think that this is different
We do
because
it.
this says, actually, I don't know if I've never seen this clip, but we're saying that she
play it.
woke up and, you know, decided, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't know if that's the case because I didn't see the clip. We'll watch it. But in the message, it says she's changed her mind. And I think that that's okay to change your mind because
Let's be honest.
What's
people
funny
do
about
this
that?
every
Like,
day. Like,
changing your mind isn't future
I
faking.
don't know.
I think the
She
difference,
did it the righteous way.
I think
Right.
but I think the difference is she was trying to stay and realized that
work.
she couldn't, right? Versus a future faker is someone that's like, I'm going to fake this for as long as I can to keep this person here.
With no intention.
With no intention.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just it's really for the sake of my benefit and my benefit only.
You're
because
right.
you know what? This is a great woman. So it's very beneficial for her to be here with me, right? Because of what she pours into me. I don't necessarily want a future with her, but I'm gonna sit here and collect for as long as I can, and I'm gonna sell her whatever dream I have to keep her here as long as possible.
That could be
Right.
the same thing, though.
It could.
Because she could have sold him the dream that, hey, listen, I'm going to have these kids for you. I'm going to still be here to support you. And just to wake up and be like, no, I'm
But
good.
I think the difference is in her mind, she was saying, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Right.
I'm
Let's
not
run
old.
the tape. I gotta
and it might
decide.
be, and it might be that she was on the fence, right? It might be that she was
lying all along, though.
not necessarily. She wasn't being transparent, but she wasn't lying. I think there's a difference between the two.
The same so bad.
You're right.
Yeah, I
So
think she
you
wasn't
want
being
women and men
transparent,
to
but
be
she
the
wasn't
same
lying
so bad.
because it could go either way. And another thing we have
Lying
to
is very intentional.
And another thing that we have to understand too is when love is involved, sometimes you don't want to hurt someone, right? And sometimes you have these doubts in the back of your mind and you don't want to reveal it to them because it's like, there's a chance I might go all the way with this. And if I reveal these doubts in my mind, it's going to hurt them and it's not worth it.
Excellent,
know?
excellent
What
point.
would you prefer, though? Wouldn't you prefer the truth?
I would prefer transparency,
Yeah.
but I know that that's not always the case.
it's not.
I know that, and once again, and I will say this, people are human. And this is what there is no perfect scenario. People are human. And that's the variable that I always keep in my mind, right? Because we have a tendency to internalize things and take them personal. Like it has, bruh, her decision had nothing to do with him, to be honest with you.
And that kind of transparency is hard.
Ended my engagement, and today I'm moving out. There wasn't any betrayal. He didn't cheat or anything. Honestly, I just changed my mind. Sometimes clarity comes quietly. Choosing yourself doesn't always need a big explanation. But my village, the women in my life, are so amazing. They've shown up for me in more ways than one, helping me pass, sitting with me, praying for me, making a hard transition feel lighter just by being there. I'm so grateful for community, for having people who hold you up when you're
See, this is the difference between a man and a woman. As a man, if I have a homeboy who's engaged, him and his woman is living together, and he's getting like cold feet or like second guessing himself, I'm gonna say, look, bro, it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be scared. You're starting a new life with somebody. You know, marriage is a big step, and it's okay, you know, but you're not about to leave this woman. You committed to this woman. You told this woman that you want to marry her. You want to spend the rest of your life with her. And I'm going to get on him about making sure he do what he said he was going to do with that woman. As a woman, you know, you want the relationship, then you want the ring, then you want the marriage, then you want the kids and shit. And at any point, you can say, I don't want to do this shit. And then people go like, yes, girl, whatever bad decision you make, we champion that. We have your back. Oh, yes, my village came through and they helped me pack and they prayed for me. And we just had a jolly old time that I just wasted 2, 3, 4 years of this man's life, got engaged to this man. He thinking I'm about to be his wife. And I just woke up one day and I said, fuck it. And every bitch that I know agreed with me and said, yeah, I'm making the right decision.
Let him finish.
And that's a woman. No matter what bad decisions they make, they're going to have other people, mainly other women, saying, it's okay, you're making the right decision. Even if it's bad, even if it's horrible.
Amanda?
This man who was fiending to say something, he didn't even let me watch the girl's full video, would have given his friend terrible advice. Because I don't think that they understand how big of a commitment marriage is. And honestly, he wrote this off as cold feet. And that's not what I got from her whole village helping her pack up her stuff. She stopped herself from making a very big commitment to
In a hard decision.
In a hard decision. To tell a man, nah, bro, you said you was gonna marry her, you gotta do that shit. That is horrible advice.
I don't think that's what he was saying, though. I think
is 100%
I think what he spoke
said.
to was having accountability for the responsibility of the investment you made. Right.
Of
I
your
think
choice.
two things can exist at the exact same time. And I think that, no, her friends championing her, I don't think that was all the way right. I think someone should say, girl, that's kind of messed up what you did to him.
But I'm
Like,
We don't know the whole story.
Wait, let me.
Right, yeah.
No, I'm speaking about it the way that she presented it. Right. Oh, my village is amazing because what they did was support me. Right. No, I'm sorry. If you love this person, there is a responsibility as a friend to go, but girl.
Can we tell you what support as a woman?
Wait a minute. There is accountability that girl, what you did is kind of messed up. Like, you have the right to walk away, but it's still kind of messed up that you were there with this guy for 4 years, you know. But in the same breath, once again, I will say no one owns anyone, right? And I'll go even further to say everything in life is a risk. And we have to understand that when we enter relationships, we can invest 10 years. It doesn't mean that there's a guarantee, right? It's a risk that we are taking, and we have to make the decision. Is the reward at the end, the possible goal, worth the risk, right? And no, it's not a guarantee we're going to win. There's a chance we may lose. And if we lose, I'm sorry, we have to suck it up and take it because we don't own anyone.
But you don't think that girl know that was fucked up? That after 4 years, 10 years, that her making this decision to leave was fucked up? You think she needed her friends
By
to
the
tell
video
her
she
that?
made and what she said,
Absolutely not,
I
no.
didn't hear at no
No.
point that she said that she thought it was messed
We
up.
didn't even watch the video.
What she said
We
was,
didn't even hear the video.
Wait.
Now
What
you're
she
deaf.
said was, I have to choose me. Or everything she said was an I statement and me. Everything was centered towards her. There was no
Selfish.
empathy for that man. I'm sorry. There wasn't.
I have to actually
I
disagree.
think that the point of the video was her making a decision for herself and showing her village being there for the decision that she made. And that's just the perspective of the video. But you don't think
But
that
what you're making is an assumption because there's no proof of it in the video.
When it comes to support from like your community, right, your friends, she had about 6, 7 girls over there. You can't tell me that there was not one person that was like,
But what you're making is,
My G.
once again, what you're making is an assumption.
Because-
No,
there is
but-
no
but
proof of that.
I'm thinking is that
I'm
no,
speaking to
listen,
what we saw.
y'all men know how y'all commune together, right? But we as women know how we commune.
That's still an assumption. There is no proof. If we took that video to court and we said, was there anyone? What proof is there that anyone told her the latter, that what she did to this man wasn't right, or who held her accountable. You know what they say? They would say there's no evidence of that in this video.
Just based off of that video, and
Exactly.
also,
And I'm not saying that you're not right.
So you had the audacity to film it.
That's the
sensitive.
no. That is the weird
well.
part. Like I don't understand that.
I want to make this clear. So you said all these women got together as a community.
You're celebrating what he's mourning.
right? To
No,
support
you're
her.
not celebrating that he's
That's a
mourning.
One of them
celebration.
was like, "Oh, girl, don't videotape this." Nobody had the common sense to say that, but they were supporting her.
And you're celebrating what he's mourning.
No,
Because that video is a celebration. I chose me, everyone. Look, my friends are here to support me.
Okay,
'cause
can I say something?
That's a celebration of the death that he's mourning. That is very insensitive.
she's not
Let me
mourning.
say my thought.
She doesn't sound like she's mourning.
Sound mourning.
You guys,
But don't. Okay, and that's an assumption.
No, it's not. I'm speaking to what she presented. There,
I also want to say
my
we did not see the full video. That man ambushed the video. I saw 5 seconds of
another
that.
assumption. I'm speaking to what
How?
we saw.
We didn't see that girl's full video.
No, but you're saying he's mourning.
what we
You're
saw.
literally making an assumption, but telling us to not make assumptions.
Can I say something? I also think that she's probably protecting him by not saying what really occurred.
What?
Because I agree. I'm
She
just
said
saying.
he was a good man.
I'm
and there was
telling
nothing
you.
wrong.
I'm telling you.
That
I've
is
been in
another
this
assumption. Oh
situation.
my God. She said he's a good man. Now you're saying she protected him because he was hell on
what I'm
wheels.
saying
Oh
is-
my
what I'm
God.
It's the
saying
real
is-
reason that his dick was
Can I
small,
just say
and she
my
didn't want to
perspective
marry
now?
that.
Because we all respect each other's
She's not gonna say
perspective.
that.
So coming from a woman who has been in a position where I loved my man, and I was in a difficult situation where he also made me feel like I was in a mentally abusive situation, I wouldn't tell everybody all of the difficult things that I was going through. I would always big him up and make him seem like, all right, you know, like everything's great. He's a great man. Everyone in my family thought that I was in a perfect relationship because I protected him. So maybe what she's doing here is not putting all of their business out. Yeah, she recorded her family helping them pack and stuff like that. And maybe she did say, yeah, you know what? I had to choose my own self. Maybe my mental health was suffering,
Stop
something like
smiling,
that.
man.
But
What you're doing is a perfect example of projecting.
I'm just
Because
saying
it has
my
nothing that it has.
perspective.
I understand, but you're basing what she went through your experience. That's the perfect
Okay, maybe
example
I'm
of
projecting,
projecting.
but what I'm doing is also taking detail from the video that we did not fully see, and the fact that she's not saying
That
what
part.
fully happened. She said there was a great relationship, but obviously, if you're putting yourself first, why are you?
I
doing that?
don't understand how you can pull that he did something
I
wrong from
didn't
her
say
saying
that. I'm saying she said that.
If she said it was-
cheating
No,
herself.
yes.
So I'm saying take the video for what was said and what was presented.
So
right?
let's rewind it.
zero-
Choosing
zero
herself
assumptions. Sure.
means that there was
An issue.
something
necessarily.
about the relationship that she
Right.
could not see herself continuing with. She did not want to commit
Maybe
to
he
this.
bit his nails.
And
and maybe
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
even if
That's
it was
an
that,
A.
Yes.
that is something.
That is something. See, and this is
that's
what I mean.
that's different from
We
cold
have to
feet.
be able to decipher
No,
the
it's
difference
not.
because
between
you have to commit. There's going to be things that you
No.
like about your
how you
partner.
feel
Listen,
is
no.
not real. Your feelings are a reaction to what is real.
But listen, he brought up having cold feet, right? If my brother came to me and was like, I'm having cold feet, I'm gonna be like, look, this is your decision, and right now you're committing to a lifetime of it. So whatever it is, you need to be sure about it. I'm not gonna talk about, oh, well, you made a commitment to her, you got kids with her.
What I'm gonna do is ask, what's the problem? And if he says she bites her nails, and I'm gonna say, bro, are you serious?
I'm not even asking the problem, because the thing is that problem.
Then how?
No, listen, that problem has been ruminating.
But how can see?
didn't
And,
get-
and
he
this
didn't-
is the
he
difference
didn't get
between men.
cold feet.
This is the difference between men. And, you see how you said that problems? It is nature.
It's nature.
You're absolutely, and I've learned to
Right.
accept it. But you see how you said that problem's been ruminating because something as little as biting his nails. Once you
No. I'm talking about this. I'm not talking about
Nail biting.
Nail biting. I'm talking about this. I'm saying.
But even if the problem's been ruminating, if it's a small problem, it doesn't matter how much it echoes in your mind. It doesn't make it any bigger.
It doesn't matter. It's still it's still your choice. So
It
if
is your
this is
choice.
something that I can do this, I can deal with it, and then you realize, yo,
So that's
just-
not cold feet. Stop there. That's
no,
not cold feet.
I'm
what you're
saying that it is.
Yeah, I don't think she communicated.
No. It's doubt.
So I have a question.
And, wait, hold on. And the doubt has been ruminating. The thing is that perhaps she said it before the marriage, and he's saying it the day of. You see what I'm saying? And they both got the opportunity to walk away. It's just that I don't think that you're gonna have a friend group where everyone has different personalities. So somebody's gonna be real with you. Somebody's gonna also say, well, I support you whatever you do. And of course, your mama, your grandma, and well, baby, y'all done paid for the wedding and y'all live together. Trust me, the elders are gonna try to suck you back in. You can't tell me that she didn't have
that conversation,
multiple perspectives as a consequence of the decision that she was gonna make.
So that also has nothing to do with them helping her pack up her house.
Who was gonna was he gonna help her?
They're definitely all of the friends could have been like, girl, for real, like
they
you really
because
gonna
she said my community supported my decision 100%.
Why wouldn't you support the decision?
But why do you think
that? Because listen, I've been in
why do you support
wait. I've been in situations that I've said to male friends of mine, bro, I don't agree with what you're doing, but if you need my help, I'm gonna help you.
Exactly.
Because you was gonna say, fuck you, I'm not helping you pack up shit.
But what happened?
I gotta stop.
This is my question though. Whatever happened to the realization that relationships require compromise? And if something small,
we don't know if it was small or big.
Assumption.
Okay.
I mean,
you're absolutely right. Well, no, it's not an assumption because what she said was he was a good man and it was a great relationship. So I would assume.
Okay. No. If I say
it's not an assumption.
No, if I say I have a great marriage, that does not discount the 25% of the bullshit. Because I'm comparing the 75-25 and the 80-20.
But you do realize if you have a great marriage but there's 25% of bullshit, it's because he doesn't do 25% of what you want or what you like.
That part.
Now this is what we have to be able to decipher the difference between a great man and a man that will do everything that you want. A great man is not going to do everything that you want because he has to teach you and he has to lead you. So we live in a time where women think if the man challenges her, that it's an issue. No, this is my job. This is why I'm here.
Do you think that?
Me? I did kind of agree with that part.
This is why I'm here.
Do you think that?
I think
the
that
man. If you listen.
I don't think
I will tell you this: the man that does not challenge you does not love you. That is the reality.
And vice versa. And I also think that if there's people are expecting perfect out of relationships these days,
right.
It's not going to be perfect. It's constant work.
And I will say this: we all have this idea in our head of this perfect person that does not exist. Absolutely. No one has ever met them.
Never.
Everyone has this idea of this perfect person that no one has ever met. And what I've come to learn is, look, man, you have your core principles, pinpoint what's important to you, and if that person has 2 or 3 of those important things, you work with them.
Yes.
They're not going to be perfect. But if they have but what's important is that they have the desire to grow. If they have that desire, then anything's possible. But if they're rigid and it's just, well, this is just the way that I am, then leave them alone.
Right.
Quick question. Let's just say he was 100%. And she woke up one day and saying, no, I don't want this legit dude. This 100, I have the best relationship that has ever existed in the existence of relationships. What rational...
Women aren't rational.
No, hold on. Women are not irrational.
Women aren't rational. That's the reality. Look, and you may not like what I'm saying. Women are not rational. Women are the only people that will get upset at you for giving them what they want. A woman will want a man who has, I want a man who's wealthy, who's affluent. She gets that. They get married, and now she's complaining about time. Right now, he gives her her time.
But
and
now she didn't know what she wanted.
Wait, and now. You just hit it right.
No.
Don't know what they want.
Wait, but not knowing what you want and irrational is not the same thing.
And then wait. And now he gives her time. Now he puts work aside. Now he's home all the time. Oh, he's home too much. Why are you always home? This is what men deal with on the regular. This is something that I've. This is something.
So men don't do what do?
No, and I'm not saying this is.
Men be doing a lot of stuff.
Men do, and I'm not saying we don't. But what I'm telling you is, this is something that I've learned to accept about women. I'm not saying it like it's a jab or it's a detriment. Once again, I speak to how God designed us, and I've learned that this is how God has designed y'all. You understand? And y'all are the only ones. And this is. I always say, a man's job is to provide and protect. And the number one thing you have to protect a woman from is herself. That's the reality.
Maybe it is. So do it. Maybe it's the truth.
That's the reality.
You guys think after
we have a long list of jobs too.
You think after all this time?
No, I'm not complaining.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm stating it as a fact. The future faking, you should be able to be punished because, look, you walk into a casino. You know you might win, you might lose. If you lose, you're not able to sue the casino. But if you walked in knowing that you were going to cheat the casino, right?
Right.
Then they have the right to
Right.
punish you however they wish
So we're talking about intent then.
because your intent,
Yes,
it's about intent.
exactly.
Your intent was malicious.
But also, I'm sorry, but like, I'm not. You can't sue. You can't take legal action. I mean,
There's no way to prove it.
no, right. But also, allowing someone to take that many years of your time is also your own. Your
That's
own
the point,
issue.
yeah.
Because I'm
And
just
you
not.
gotta be accountable.
There has
You
to be
gotta,
accountability.
you gotta start waking up.
You gotta take the
But
L.
wait.
Yeah.
But then again, like y'all saw Lorenz Tate in Menace to Society. People are great actors. Like I really thought he was old dog. Like people are great actors.
That would be her intent then. That would go towards her intent if she was acting the whole time.
No, but what I'm saying is, so yes, I totally do agree that people have to take a level of accountability for what they allow, but some people are amazing actors.
They are. I will agree with
Some
that.
people are amazing. Look, man, like they have dinner with your family and your mother's like, oh my God, you got to marry this guy. Like some people are amazing actors. Or you got to marry this woman. Some people are amazing actors, you know? So although fault does fall on the back of the victim to a degree, but I'm just saying that some people are great actors, man.
Well, I like to hear his side, honestly,
I would.
I would too.
because
I would like to hear her full side.
Let's find her man. I can do this. What's the name?
I actually would love to hear both
Yeah,
sides.
I'd like to hear his side, and I only brought that up because we did discuss the woman that wanted to sue the guy for wasting her time.
Which is out of line.
But I do respect hearing you guys as like your side of how men think versus how we think. So it's kind of like cool to hear that because sometimes I have my point of view as a woman and then I hear it from men's side. I do know that sometimes it might be about to be my top of the month. And I will end all of this. So irrational or
That's
whatever,
what we do all the time
so
on
it's
this
like
couch.
You can hear the same situation from a man's perspective and a woman's tends to be two totally
two different
stories.
stories, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that means that my feelings or the things that, the reasons I make choices are always off of like,
Not at all.
unimportant, both unimportant things.
Your feelings are always valid. I think with men, I think sometimes it gets frustrating, right? Because we believe in y'all, right? And we invest and we hope that we have this thing, like men have like the Superman complex. Some call it Captain Save-A-Ho complex, right? Where we think that, no, I'm going to teach her. I'm going to lead her. She's been through this. She's had the wrong guys and she's going to grow with me, right? And she's going to begin to understand how much I love her. A lot of women have fear of abandonment. A lot of women can't accept your love and you try. No,
Because
look,
a lot of guys act like the good guy. It sounds so good. The exact person you are right now, imagine I got robbed from a guy that was saying the same
I
stuff.
get it.
So what are you going to say?
I get it, but I'm not the guy that robbed.
I don't want to hear that
But I'm
shit.
not. But I'm not the guy that robbed you.
Yeah, but guess what? It's
That's-
still a level that
But I'm still
have to get
not
through.
the guy that robbed you.
Right.
So at the end of the day, why do I keep paying for the ghosts of your past? That's the thing.
But that's what I'm
That-
trying to tell you.
and
I actually
I'm
think
not-
that's
now for you
and
to
I'm not-
sit with the person for 5
Yeah.
years that's showing you that would be an issue.
And I'm not saying, and once again, we don't go into it this way. Okay, we go into it, all right.
Madly in love.
No, it's not even madly in love. We identify, okay, she has traumas. We have conversations, God willing, our conversations are about more than sex, right? And we speak about your childhood. We speak about your upbringing. We speak about whether you had one parent, both parents. So to a degree, I get an understanding, okay, this is where it's coming from. I put in a year, I put in 2 years, I put in 3 years, I put in 4 years, and it's still there, right? And you have to understand that what that also comes with, it comes with the man not being acknowledged. It comes with the man, his efforts not being appreciated because you think that he's the guy that broke your heart. It's draining and it's exhausting. And then what begins to happen is the man begins to question.
Resentment.
It's not, and sometimes it's not even resentment, but what happens is you won't allow him to lead. Now, you're beginning to make him question his own competency. Am I even worth leading? Now it starts to affect him. And sometimes he leaves, not because he wants to, but because if he doesn't, you're going to destroy him.
Yeah, your inadequacies affect his identity.
Yes.
So
Because he sees himself through your eyes. If my woman sees me as nothing, then how can I be anything? That's the part y'all don't
might cry.
understand.
I was about to
That was
say,
so
Jada
good.
is eating it up over there.
so good.
No, I'm just saying
Ooh.
that's the look, man.
I feel like I'm just starting to get to know a
if
species.
this would happen while you were older, that's a complete different mind fuck. Like if you're in your past 35 and you're in your 40s and this is happening, and you've already created this identity for yourself, you already know who you are, you already done the work. That's devastating.
Yeah.
Is that your story?
That's literally the story. That's it. Clean up. My story?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying we're older men. So imagine going through our battles that we know personally as men on a daily basis, and we get to a point where we're tired of our own shit, and then we go fix our shit, and now we say, okay, I fixed a lot of my shit, but the stuff I haven't fixed, I'm still willing to work on. I'm willing to work on it with you, while also taking on your stuff. And then you say, wake up one day and be like, oh, I don't want this.
And then after you go deal with a man that's worse than me. Cardi B.
Every time.
I mean, but
What?
that's
You can't say Cardi
That was
B.
a joke.
So I was gonna say, I didn't know if you really
that's
thought
her
that.
own decision.
Whose own decision?
Yeah, if
Are
she,
you
if
talking about Cardi B? We're talking about
no, I'm not talking about Cardi B.
I
If
said Cardi
she
B because I knew it would
decides
set
to
y'all
go-
I would speak to what he was saying before. Like, you don't know what you want.
This was a comment that a woman left, right, under one of my posts. It's about standards. She said a standard is supposed to be a non-negotiable value that applies regardless of who's in front of you. When expectations shift based on attraction, status, or emotional attachment, those aren't standards anymore. They're preferences with exceptions. The problem isn't that women have standards. It's that when those standards disappear for certain men, it creates confusion and mixed messaging. Consistency is what gives standards credibility. Without it, you're not standing on principles, you're reacting to desire. So this is what I'm
People
saying.
come up with these
How?
things. That was perfect.
Because it's the
Be
truth.
thinking.
Yeah, because you're so strong on an expectation for this man, and he gave you more than you asked for. Then you leave him to go deal with a man that gives you less.
Can I say this?
It is
without-
mind blowing.
Can I say this without everyone's gonna get so mad at me?
No, we
But I
won't.
think that
safe space.
or everyone's gonna think I'm dumb. Whatever, I don't care. I think this goes back to the community for men. I
have
think as
one.
though, yeah, I feel as though there's not enough. For example, I feel like men are not held accountable for a lot of things. I feel like men don't have enough people like in their community, in their circles, like because again, like you have broken men creating broken women, and then now they're with other, they're starting new relationships, and
Broken
that's an
families.
issue. And it's like, yeah, creating broken families. I think that there needs to be a reset within men.
I will
honestly,
agree with you,
because-
but that's on both sides of the fence.
I agree, but I'm just saying, why as a woman do I have these trust issues? Because it came from maybe my father. It probably came from my past.
And your father was raised by a mother.
Right.
He
but
wasn't
that's
raised
not-
by his father?
And why was his father not there? Let's talk about that though, because we always
Because
hear
maybe the
men
mother
say-
alienated him
let
out
me
of her
finish
life.
really quickly
And you're talking
because-
to a
oh,
man.
man, I knew
Oh,
you
I'm
were going to
sorry.
say that.
No,
and I
because-
don't never get
and
to
I'm
finish
not-
my point.
Assumption,
Let me just say my
assumption.
point, because you hear these other statistics like, oh, all of these men, 80% of men that are incarcerated were raised in single mother homes. Well, where were the fathers? And why were these men creating these crimes? And even if you weren't with the mother, why weren't you present in your child's life? Why couldn't you be the person that could talk sense into your son? So while we're always trying to say, oh, the single mother this, the single mother that, what is it? Is it that our men are the weakest? Because
No,
what
let
is
me
the-
go a step further for you, right? I'll be vulnerable and reveal a little bit about my past. So my father lived on the first floor of my building and I lived on the second floor. Never knew that was my dad. Found out when I was 14 that was my father.
So whose fault is that? I
Right.
want to know that.
Let
first.
me finish.
No, first I want to know
No,
that.
no,
Wait, let me
Need
finish.
all the facts of the story.
Let me finish, right? Probably about a week later, he saw me in the lobby. He said, "So you know?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Okay." And it was, right back to business, right? Never really said anything to me after that. Now, as I grew and I became a man and I matured and I had children, you know what it taught me? I didn't have resentment towards my dad. What it made me realize is, damn, I wonder what my dad went through in his life. Let me finish. That didn't allow him to be the type of man that could show me love and raise me, right? This is what y'all forget about. Men are human. Y'all have this thing. No, because when y'all have the, and I see it all the time. When a woman kills a man, oh my God, what he put her through, right? Like y'all have so much sensitivity and empathy for the fact that women are human and they go through things and they have traumas, but that's totally absent when it comes to men. I'm sorry, yes, there are fathers that left home because they're deadbeats. There are fathers who had trauma, who it didn't begin with them. And there are fathers who were alienated. But I hate this narrative that every time it's a negative thing about a man, we think to the worst. Men are human.
No, I said we need community for men because this is an issue that doesn't stop and the numbers are high.
Yes.
So that's all I'm saying. The numbers are high. That's why
But
that
guess
is-
what? But just as much as men are the reason, women are too, because a lot of fathers are alienated out of the home. You are looking at a man who was alienated from his child's life for God knows how long. And I fought for it. You understand what I mean? So what I'm telling you is we are both at fault. And as long as we keep pointing fingers, I don't think anything's going to be solved. I think what we need to do.
Not what she's saying,
I didn't
though.
say that at all.
Wait, just hear what I'm saying. I think what we need to do is men need to focus on improving themselves.
Yes.
Women need to focus on improving them. The community of men needs to focus on making their brother better, and the community of women needs to focus on making their sister better. Right? Because that's not what occurs, right? When the conversation occurs, it's this. It's the girl, yes, you chose yourself, right? No, but it's, but girl, how could you have been a better woman? How could you have handled this better?
Conversations as well, and we do.
We literally just
and we
said
literally
that.
are raising these men on a lot of
where,
times.
I literally just
without
said-
present fathers.
Yeah, but
do you know what strength that takes?
No, and
it takes community.
And I did say I commend you. I commend you because, and let me tell you the sad thing. When I heard you say that, you know what? I thought that you are the exception. Because that is not the majority. That's the reality. And you know that.
That's why I high five.
And you know that.
But I mean, I still feel as though with everything that I've gone through and everything that the choices that I've made, I feel as though there still is a lack of men being held accountable for certain things. And I wish that men were working together more to hold their brothers accountable.
All men
I know
are
you're
is held
saying that-
accountable. All men are is held accountable.
I don't think
All
so.
men, if all men
Oh my
are is
God.
held accountable.
Again, the clip said the women came over as a community. They helped their pack. But in the very, very beginning, the man said, hey, I spoke to him. And I said, you are just experiencing cold feet. You made a choice to be with this woman. That was him holding him accountable. And you saw that. That was his,
Oh, I don't know which one you're talking about. I'm sorry.
the man.
The guy that was in the corner of the video.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
Yeah.
I was rolling my eyes. I was probably like,
There was something in your eye at the
yeah,
time.
I was just like, what? I didn't want to hear it. So maybe
So
that's my
Because it
fault.
wor-
I'm saying that was him holding
'Cause it
him
was in the-
accountable right
it
in
was
front
a-
of you. Like right in front of you.
But the thing is that, and I think you and I, we had like a conversation about this. The point that Jada is trying to make is that as a general matter, men do not have commune with each other, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Then we wouldn't have the numbers and the issues that we have in our community, which goes back to now us women being the issue because
Wait.
we're so annoyed and aggravated. We're
you
bringing
may-
our trauma to the next man every time.
You may mean the right commune,
Yes.
but we do have
That
Okay.
that I can agree. Maybe
Okay,
not the right
So the
kind.
thing is that we're talking this both sexes shit. So what I'm saying is comparable to what I'm applying to men. So like I said, men are not in commune. You might know your home. Do you know your homeboys' kids' ages?
Yes. I can agree that men don't have enough, they're not surrounded by enough positive influences.
Yes.
That I can agree because and
I'm
that
not,
we
but I'm
can
not
say.
saying just hanging out, going playing basketball, going doing whatever. I'm saying like
When I
Like,
go
no-
to my church, I visit churches all the time. And just even in general, I'm not saying people have to go to church, but I'm saying people have to seek like, like everything that you should know about life. I personally feel as though is in the Bible.
Well-
but when I go to church, I don't see as many men seeking those things. No, I'm just
Because men-
you guys are taking it too deep. I'm not
No, I
saying you
don't.
have to
I'm
believe in
not.
Jesus Christ now. I'm saying just knowing there's proverbs, just knowing how to be a good person to others, just knowing how to be a person that gives, that takes care of children, that takes care of the elderly, that doesn't lie, that doesn't steal. Those things are in the Bible.
Men-
So I'm not saying just out of a religious aspect. I'm saying go back to learning how to be a better person, and it starts probably in the church for some people.
Men do hold church.
Which only women are at.
Men do hold church amongst themselves, right? Every man has maybe a small circle of friends that they speak to every morning, right? Like it might be one or two friends that 3 or 4 times out the week that they speak to. Now the question is, what are they talking about?
exactly.
That is the question. And I would agree that men don't have enough men who are speaking things of substance, right? Who are positive influences in their life. Do men commune? Definitely. What they commune about maybe BS. You know what I mean? But they definitely do commune.
So I'm not saying men don't hang out, which I guess
No, it's
which
not
that's
even
really,
hang out.
No, what I'm saying is like commune again. We're talking about parallel things. If we're gonna say, oh, it's men and women's fault, fine. But if we're gonna say commune the same way as far as women commune, men should be doing the same thing.
We
And
do.
No, we're not. We're not just hanging out.
No, I'm not talking about hang out. I'm not talking about hang out. What I'm saying is like we have to be, if we're trying to resolve an issue, we have to be specific, right? Because people jump on the defensive. When you go, men don't commune, they're going to go, but we do get together. No, so you have to say, I understand that you do commune, but what are you guys talking about, right? Are you guys talking about things that are going to, that are focused on your betterment? Are you guys just focused on financial growth, or are you focused on emotional and spiritual growth? Do you guys speak about things like that? Because I can tell you, I have friends that I'm surrounded by that I speak to 3 or 4 times a week, right? When we speak in the morning, those
You're also a good man that
no,
you went through everything that you went through. You persevered through it. You did the work. What we're saying is there's a lot of men that are out there alone that don't know where to go. They don't have the community. They don't have a man like you to say, oh, I'm about to go into the hood today and go preach to, not preach, but go speak to the younger generation that are leaning out off of drugs.
Because I have a friend of mine. He's married, right? He's married. He has 2 kids. And he tells me, he said, I know you hate when I say this. He said, but bro, you're the reason I'm married. He said, the man that I was before, I would have never entertained this. He said, but you're the one that made me understand that infidelity made me weak. It didn't make me strong. I was surrounded by people who made me feel that the more women I slept with defined me as more of a man, right? But I used to tell him, but bruh, if you have a woman, then you're good. It doesn't make sense. You understand? You made a commitment. If that's the case, then be brave enough to be transparent and tell her that this is what you want to do. And he's like, yeah, but I don't want to lose her. I'm like, okay, then if you don't want to lose her, protect what you value. And once again, men commune, but what are they talking about when they commune? That's the thing, right?
And when are they talking about it? Are we talking about it at the very end, like once we've already committed the sin? Or are we talking about it in the beginning to prevent the sin?
Right.
Yeah.
So
there's a story on that too, guys.
Right.
Samson.
End of the day,
Fidelity.
Men don't commune.
thank you.
I don't agree, but I get where you're coming from.
Yes, do you hang out? Yeah, but I'm talking about
Yeah.
I'm talking about actually, I mean, and I can't speak for anybody else except for the people who I commune with.
Yeah.
But I have friends, when I want the honest truth, I go to them. I have friends when I need the reaction that I was gonna perform.
Validation.
No. I call this, am I tripping?
Yeah.
Or like, am I doing too much?
Yeah.
Right? If I don't, if I already know it's cool, I don't need validation.
Checking the temperature, right?
Right. Like, even when I'll give you a perfect example. Like, something happened with my brother and my sister-in-law. I mean, them. And I literally called my line sister to ask her, like, I love both of them. I want to be involved, but I don't. And I also don't want to mess up relationships. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what do I do in this situation? And I went to her because I've known her forever. She knows my brother. She knows like a lot of things that have gone on in our lives. She also knows, she has a lot of the background, right? And so I wanted to, before I just acted and did what makes sense to me, I was like, you know what, let me see what she say. Like, somebody is gonna, you always have a friend that's gonna tell you like, back, or you're gonna have a friend that's gonna, and they'll, even though they're looking at the situation and they know you, they're gonna give you that honest truth about whether what you're deciding or what you think you want to do, whether it's decent or not, So it's just hard for me to like say that. Long story short, I think that's what men need and don't necessarily always have, because there's also a level of like comfort. This might be your best friend for the last 20 years, but there are some things that they still don't know about you. You know what I mean? And there's and whether it's embarrassment, whether it's for whatever reason, they don't know that about you. So I think with women, because that's how we generally, be in situations with each other, I think that women are vomit at the mouth. You know what I'm saying? The friends know everything. So I think that does help you, help us hold each other accountable. But I also don't think that men share a lot of that. Deep whatever.
You know what I pulled from what you just said? And it kind of shed a light for me, something that I never really thought about. I think that men are not surrounded by enough men that they respect. I think a lot of times a man's community are guys that he parties with, guys he makes money with, but it's not necessarily people that he respects. And
It's up to
and like men, we're designed differently once again, and we operate differently. And I think it goes back to the shame factor, right? If we're around guys that we can't respect, we will do the most lowly of things and not really care what they think.
I was just gonna say that.
You know, and I think that may be the issue. I think, especially in this day and time, a lot of the circles and communities that people build around them aren't genuine, aren't sincere. People are hanging out with people that they know, I can't even count on this person. You understand? So even when that person gives you advice, you don't even know if it's coming from a genuine place.
I'm be honest. I say anybody that's like my real, like, down for my niggas, you know,
Yeah,
like them type friends, that's somebody I can call right now and ask for $10,000.
Yeah, and you know, and
Bro, even if they broke.
and for me, and
Right.
I was just about to say, and for me, it's not even just about the 10,000. It's about the person that you can call and say, I'm in a jam, and they can go, and they're gonna go, I ain't got 10,000, but I got 200. You can take.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's literally the exact point that I'm making.
Right.
Like, I borrowed some money, matter of fact, from my line sister, because I know she got some separate money too. You know, and I was like, hey, I'm waiting on some, like, X amount. I was waiting on one of my deals to close. And I was like, but I need, I don't know what I needed to hold me over. She's like, well, I ain't got 10, but I can float you 5.
Yeah.
I just feel like anybody, because she didn't give me the whole 10 now.
Yeah.
So same
She gave
thing.
you what she could.
No, and that's what I'm saying.
They got your
Like,
money. There's real friends.
that's who I,
Is anybody that didn't want to give to you,
Depending on
even if they had followed them, like, I ain't got 10.
Yeah.
I don't got it.
exactly. And so that's what I'm saying. I think that, and it's, I don't know if it's a fair barometer or not, but anybody that I can call and ask for money, like a large sum of money, I think those are the people who are really down for me, because like you said, baby, I ain't got 10, but I got a couple hundred for you. You know what I mean? Again, I don't know how y'all, whatever y'all's barometer is for friends, but that is mine.
But I think it's a big deal what you said too about respect, because I think a lot of times people don't respect. With men, you don't respect a man's opinion. So if you guys are doing something together, you're not gonna say, well, for example, let's just say if you know your friend has a good woman at home, and you know he's about to go out and make a bad decision and sleep with someone that he probably shouldn't be sleeping with. It's kind of like, are they speaking up, or are they just like, oh, whatever, like, you know.
What would y'all say most men do?
Right. Most men are just gonna let it rock.
but-
or if you're
but
around
wait.
someone,
What would y'all say most men do?
But,
if you're around someone and they know that you don't cheat on your wife, or they know that you are a person that has stand-up character,
They ain't gonna do it
and
around
they're around
you.
you, they're gonna be on their best behavior. And so that's what's not happening in our
you know why that's not necessarily the case?
You know?
Because unfortunately, society is preaching something different. And the man who is faithful, the man is looked at as a weirdo. No, listen, and I'm being totally honest with you. I'm being totally honest with you. And at the end of the day, he's fighting the current. He's fighting the current. And he's still out there like, yo, bro, like, what are you guys doing? But he's drowned out by a sea of, yo, look at this dude. He out here.
But doesn't that go back to respect though?
So it does go back to respect. But what I'm also telling you is the problem is society as a whole, right? We've created this narrative, right? Oh, whore shaming. Everybody has the right to do as they please, right? So at the end of the day, it's like, bro, why you minding my business?
Do you give
That's
into
true.
that?
And this is what we've created. We've created a society where every and anything is okay. This is what we've created.
It is true.
This is what we've created. And we have to take accountability and be responsible for the fact that we've created a very self-centered society. Just like she said, I did what was best for me. And guess what that man's going to tell you? Bro, I'm doing what's best for me. And there's no rebuttal to that, because this is what society has taught us is what it's supposed to be. So the truth is, the same people you want to go into the fight is the same people you've disarmed. I think it's a man's nature to want multiple women to a degree, but I will also, I think it's a boy's nature, right? Because the truth is, look, human beings evolve. Just because that's what it was 1,000 years ago doesn't mean that's necessarily what it needs to be now, right? There's evolution. And at the end of the day, I always say a king with no discipline is a weak man with luxuries. A man without discipline is not a man.
You had that in one of your shows,
Put that
didn't
in
you?
the shirt. That was in your name. I'm gonna put that on the shirt.
Harlem?
I wrote that in. I don't remember which one.
That
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
You know, and that's a king without discipline is nothing but a weak man with luxuries.
I mean, I totally agree. And the thing is that that's also, I also think that 100% applies to women.
Of course.
You know, but again, we always go back to like.
But women aren't held to discipline anymore.
I think that.
Might be right.
Because everything a woman does is okay.
know.
A woman can literally sleep with a man's brother and they're going to go, oh, you mad?
But I also think that I think it's the same case for both sexes personally.
No, it's not. Because they're going to say that
We're
man is a
everything.
piece of SHIT.
Right, Ro?
And they're going to say she got her lick back. That's what they're going to say.
No. I'm saying I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I think your issue with it, I think it applies to both sexes.
No, I think it definitely applies. But what I'm saying is I don't think society holds both sexes accountable anymore. I think men are held accountable and men are looked at as trash. Listen.
I think what happened in that situation is Betty was at home rotting for 10 years and her man was outside making 10 children.
Thank you.
And so now women have come to this point where it is just like, no
This is what I'm going to tell
That's
you.
what happened.
Right?
The Bettys are tired.
There is a bar set. There is a bar set for what it means to be a man, right? If they say, what is it to be a man? They're going to say provide, protect. If you say, what is it to be a woman? There is no bar. A woman cannot cook or clean. She cannot nurture, she's still considered a man. Because that is the reality. That is what society has created. There is no bar set anymore. Because you know what they're going to, if a man goes, she doesn't cook or clean. Oh, you're a misogynist. She's not your slave. That's what they're going to.
What men are saying is they can buy everything and that they'd rather go to another country and buy their cheap wife.
We're going to
because they don't want to be good men.
If we're going to be totally honest, there is no longer a bar set for a woman. You know, I had a conversation.
I've never heard that.
I had a conversation not too long ago, right, where I said, you know, why are there no responsibilities that is the woman and the woman's only, right? For instance, why is there no responsibility that you take pride in? And what I mean by that is, if we go out on a first date and you attempt to pay, I'm offended.
Why?
Because that is my role. That is my job, right?
People don't feel that way.
But wait.
Yeah, you're from a different generation.
Hold on. Most men, let's be honest. We're not going to talk about the exception. We're not going to treat the exception like it's the rule, right? There are responsibilities that are mine and mine only, right? Whether it's paying the majority of the bills, taking out the garbage, whatever it is. But guess what? I can cook, I can clean, I can take care of the kids, I can babysit. You won't be offended by me doing any of this. Any. Why are there no responsibilities that you take pride in?
I think there are.
Yeah, I think so.
I think there are.
But that's your experience, though, because in my household, I am the one that does the cooking and the cleaning. So that's your experience.
But if he cooked,
my man has never, ever had to touch the stove.
But if he did, would you be offended?
I would be like, get out of my kitchen. What are you doing?
You'd be like shocked. You'd be like, what you doing?
Yeah,
Would
why
you
would
feel
do
like
that?
less of a woman if he did?
I don't think he would feel like less of a man if I paid for one of his dinners either, though. So I think it's just like the
truth is,
level.
it's to the point where there was a word created for it. It's called emasculation. If a woman tries to do a man's responsibilities, she is emasculating
But I think that it
him.
should be that way, though. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just
But that's
saying
not
as
for
though there
all
should
men,
be.
though. I feel like
I think
There are no absolutes. We're talking to the way that...
No, but you have to think about it. Y'all is two different generations.
Mm-hmm.
So the way you perceive the world is
Yeah, I can agree to that.
totally different. So like somebody in her generation, a dude would be like, "But we going
at dinner. You got
But guess what? You do realize that this is a result of feminism and women's independence. So y'all got what y'all asked for.
Who is we?
Y'all got what y'all asked
First of all,
for. Wait.
What's your definition of feminism?
White women?
Wait. Let me tell you something. Chivalry existed. Men paid for all the bills and men paid for dinner. Do you know why? Because women couldn't work. Y'all asked for independence.
Who is y'all? Black women was always working.
Hold on.
Thank you. No. Thank you.
Black women was always working. So don't keep doing that to us. Y'all always saying y'all asked
in the home, y'all didn't have jobs that y'all were paid for.
What?
Being at home is worse. These kids is crazy.
Okay. See, now we're moving the goalpost. Let's So y'all asked for independence. Y'all asked for equal pay. Now y'all got
We didn't
equal.
ask for independence.
Wait.
That's not what feminism is.
Wait. Y'all got equal pay, but y'all still want men to carry the brunt of the work.
We don't have equal pay.
So which one is it?
We don't have equal pay.
That ain't.
Which one? I'm just asking. Which
you're
one
saying factually, like these
what
things
we're doing right now is playing semantics.
No, listen, no. We're not playing semantics because at the end of the day, women I think it's a something Ledbetter case. It was some law. It came into play, whatever, during Obama's time. Obama was recently a president, right? That's my generation. It ain't my mama. It ain't my granny. It ain't right. And women still are not paid equally. So really, I want you to understand that's not what feminism is. Feminism is about having equal opportunity, just like black people wanting equal opportunity.
That's what feminism was, but what has it turned to? What has it become?
But do you
No,
think of why?
it's not.
But
My
do we ever
God.
talk about
Y'all
the
can't have
why?
y'all. Listen, what I'm saying is y'all can't have y'all cake and eat it too.
Okay.
Y'all want men. Y'all want men to be traditional while y'all are no longer required to be traditional. I'm sorry.
And I don't think that's right.
Yes, it does not work that way. That's what feminism is. Men,
not what-
yes, men continue to pay the bills. Men continue to pay for
And be
dinner.
shitty individuals.
But yeah, listen, you
And
know
be
what,
shitty individuals.
You know what feminism is? Let's remove the responsibility off of women's backs, but leave the responsibility
I don't
on
know
men's.
about that.
That's what it
That's your
is.
perspective, and I have to respect it.
That is
because
my
I'm not a
perspective.
man.
Yeah, you don't have to
No,
agree.
I'm not a man, so I don't know how it feels.
No, guys. Words have meanings.
Yes, they do.
We can't just say that feminism is whatever you're saying or whatever you're saying.
Right.
There is an actual definition of feminism. And Marie is going to tell us in a second. But at the end of the day,
She said, I am.
feminism
Are
is...
just words.
Okay. Oh, words are just words.
Words are just words to a degree because guess what? Men these days are women.
That's what we're trying
What's
to
the
tell you.
difference?
So you're
But they're
trying to
not
say
women.
that the
All my life.
expectations
So what? Words are words.
No, you just contradicted
Come
this
on.
because that's the problem that we're having. Traditional for who? We haven't had traditional for so long. These men are literally bickering with us about everything.
I'm not speaking traditional
So the
by
traditional
societal
man that
standards.
You are.
I'm not speaking traditional by societal
What
standards. I'm speaking
Yeah,
traditional by the way God designed us. And this is what we need to understand. When I say traditional,
Women
by
are
the way,
doing it all. I just want you to know that.
Women are doing it all.
They're doing it all. They're
Women-
they're literally working, taking care of the kids, taking care of the house, taking care of the bills,
Those-
taking care of the
hear.
cooking, taking care of this, taking care of that.
And
the man
working.
comes home and he was like wants his foot rubbed and now he's upset.
And at what point do you
Because
hold
women are
yourself?
doing all
And
those
at what point?
things.
And
We're
wait. And at what point?
Women are
And at what point
Superman.
do you hold yourself accountable for choosing that man?
That's the point I'm making too.
I
They're
don't
not
understand.
choosing- But no,
Wait
you
a
guys are getting
minute.
upset because women are not choosing the man that they have to go 50-50 with. So when I say I want
I
a man
don't
that
go
takes care,
50-50.
no, I'm not saying you. We're not talking about you. I want to get a belt.
No, I'm just saying. But at what point?
Wait
a minute now.
Who got the belt?
But at
Whoop
what
his
point?
ass.
At what point do you hold yourself accountable? If you're saying women are doing this, okay, and hold yourself accountable for the fact that that's the man that you
Let me
chose.
show you right now.
You're
I want you
right,
to read- I
though.
want you to read the comments right after I say this. I want a man that provides and takes care of all of my bills and is going to make sure that I don't have to lift a
Are you a
finger.
child?
You see what I'm saying?
What?
See what I'm saying?
Exactly. No.
No, wait a minute.
No, you literally...
You twerk.
You literally just like proved your point.
Lord. Oh my God.
That ain't gonna be aired.
and that's the thing. You don't even realize you just proved my point.
I think
I just proved my point.
No, you didn't. No,
Yes,
you
I
didn't.
did.
I want a man that
I
pays.
said that in the comment. I
No.
said you're gonna have to watch the comments.
No.
If I say this, there's
Well,
gonna
we
be
don't
a
have to wait for the
plethora.
comments.
I want a man
There's
that
gonna be a
pays
plethora
all
of
of my bills.
comments.
I want to be a lady of
You just
leisure.
said you're a man that takes care
I
of
see.
all of
I
those
see you using my
things.
shit.
I was about to
see
say,
you.
Ridiculous.
I see you.
Unrealistic.
You gonna see it?
Unrealistic as hell.
Which one are you though? You just said you're one thing, but you're
Yes.
mad.
Watch, it's gonna be in his next movie.
I am. I'm gonna tell you what I am. I am a traditional man. I am not a sucker.
You.
my
That's the thing.
goodness.
There's a-
no. You know,
And y'all-
listen.
and-
You
and this
literally
is-
said
and this is
no,
why you-
no outliers, no anomalies.
Can I tell y'all to
literally
And this is-
said that.
I
tell
don't.
y'all to
I,
do-
listen.
I
Hold on.
J-Ro?
Hold on. And I don't expect y'all to understand because y'all do not understand principle when it comes to men. Find a woman that wants nothing and give her everything. Y'all don't get when I say a man leads, but his woman is who he follows. Y'all don't understand
Yes,
that.
we do. I
no,
understand
y'all
that.
don't.
100%.
I
No,
was just
y'all
gonna say
don't.
the difference.
Because
I know how to be a
things,
partner to my man.
by the points that y'all are using to debate this, y'all
No.
don't understand
getting
at
scary.
all.
No, I just gave you an example. I literally
You
gave
couldn't.
you an example.
To tell
wait,
me
you
I
tell
want a
me
man
you-
that pays all. No.
Did you miss
I
everything
think-
that happened?
I think the
You were just
difference-
telling me you're a traditional man and that you have certain responsibilities and a woman should
Yes.
have her certain responsibilities. And
Correct.
I said, if a woman says, I want to be a traditional woman and these are the things that traditional woman
You
has to do
didn't-
is stay at home.
but guess what?
Take care of their
You
kids,
didn't-
and the man went to work and provided.
You didn't
and I
say
that, and it's a problem.
because
and you just went
wait,
crazy about it.
because what you're speaking
Am I
about.
bugging? No, just tell me
Yes,
if I'm
you are
bugging because
bugging.
you're not even listening.
I am listening. Because
really.
what you're
You're not listening.
Yes,
You-
I am.
But
No, I'm listening because what you're talking about is an absolute. Even in traditional situations, there were times when that man fell on hard times and that woman
And
had
the
to
woman
step
is
up,
at
and
her.
she had to step up,
Okay,
and she may have had to do a little more.
what does
Y'all,
that have to do with the base?
because when y'all say, I want a man that's going to take care of all of my bills, I want to be a woman of leisure, it is the second it deviates from that, he is not worthy.
Not with your man. That's not true. That's just something
fan.
that because of just forget it. We're going in circles.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm the first person that ever said
you are.
being a woman of leisure.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
did.
Because
they just created stuff like
No. Like I really want to say this because
Write that
I'm the
down.
first
I'm gonna write that
first person that made a difference between being a stay-at-home mother or a stay-at-home wife versus being a woman of leisure.
Right.
And they're two different things. And I think that
You got
by you saying I want to be a woman of leisure, ain't nobody saying that.
Nobody's saying that.
Okay,
no,
but-
saying
Nobody
Can I-
is
Taking
saying
care of
that.
kids
Can
is hell.
can I ask you what are the requirements to be an adult? I'm asking a question. What are the requirements?
You should be able to take care of yourself.
Okay.
But when you
Wait, Jada.
So what you're basically telling me when you're saying I want a man to take care of is that you're not an adult. And and let me tell you my problem. My issue is y'all want a man to take on all the responsibility without giving him the respect that's supposed to come with it. Because it's take care of me, but that man can't tell me SHIT.
Excuse me, real quick. I have a question. When you said
man.
so, let's just go back. You said when you sit down at a dinner with a woman, right?
Yes.
If she tries to pay for the bill, you are offended. I need you to really break down what a traditional man is and what are your roles when it comes to a relationship and what do you require from your woman and what is it that you provide? Just so that we have clarity, because I don't want to keep like being
Good point.
like,
Good point, Jada.
Yeah, I want to have clarity because I don't want to
once again
that with you anymore.
Once again, and I think I can wrap this up. Once again, and I think that I can wrap this up in
It ain't rap.
one
Not
sentence.
with Jada.
Women want men to take on the responsibility.
I said you.
Wait, yes, listen. Women want men to take on the responsibility without giving them the respect that's supposed to come with it. So yes, if we went to dinner, right, I would be offended. If we went to dinner, first date, you reach for the bill. Yes, I'd be offended. Why would you think that I wouldn't pay for this?
First date now.
But, no, I did say first
You
date.
did.
I did say first date. But if at the same time as we were walking out that door, right, and I said, let me go first because I want to make sure you're safe. No, I'm a woman. Guess what? You'll never see me again because you don't deserve me taking on that responsibility.
Okay, cool. But back to the question, what is it that you as a traditional man,
Protection, period.
Okay.
And protection falls under so many different
You live in New York.
categories. Listen, and
that what toxic
I have a friend.
masculinity is?
I have a friend of mine who told me one time.
No.
Is
Before
it?
you keep going, now, what does a woman, that's what you bring to that is
Provision,
it, protection.
provision and protection.
Of what?
Protection.
Of what? Oh, wait, let's be
Of
clear.
themselves.
Of her as a whole. And once again, like I said, that's protection. I have to protect her from every and anything, not just this world, but even herself. And this is why I must challenge her.
So now, when you have a
That
woman,
actually sounds
what do you, so, okay, let's just talk about the children of your mother. I mean, the mother of your children. What is it that
children
made
of your
you decide that she
know.
was a good woman, basically? Because now you have brought children into the world and you had to have seen something in that woman to say, hey, this woman is, what is it? Let's fill in the blank.
Nurturing.
So that's what a woman has to bring to the table, is just nurture.
Nurture. And you guys have to understand, nurture is not one thing.
I know
Nurture,
that.
yeah. Listen,
But you're totally negating the fact.
I'm clarifying. I'm clarifying simply because everyone doesn't understand that. Nurture is an energy, right? Nurture. It's not about.
Good vibes.
It's not about what you do. It's about the desire to do. So it's not just about getting up and making me breakfast because you think. No, it's about the want to take care of me, to nurture my body, to make sure that I'm good. The same way that I take responsibility of you. And if you have an issue, I'm going to do my best to try to figure it out. Why? Because I feel that makes me more of a man. So it's about the desire. That's
But I feel
all.
like that's one thing really quickly. I feel like men don't appreciate that anymore because when you say you bring that to the table as a woman, they're just like, oh, what's that? I can buy that. That is so.
I can only
now
speak for myself.
The way you feel like you're demasculated and you feel as though whatever it is that you provide isn't enough. A woman feels that because it's natural for me to wake up and want to feed my family and want to make sure my home is clean and make sure that there's a zen and there's a peace when my man comes home from having a rough day. And to make sure when you have a problem at the job, you can come to me and I can give you the best solutions. And I can be the one that's going to give you the best advice, the one that's going to build our empire together, the one you can always count on and trust. But for you to tell me that those things are just not enough anymore, that's offensive. And the same way you feel disrespected when you are feeling like a woman is demasculating you, that's the same way women are feeling now. We're not even needed. Why? Because everything can just be purchased. And you make us feel like we don't bring to the table anymore. And that is so terrible to make a woman feel. And then on top of that, y'all want to be the baddies too, not you. Not you specifically, and you better use this clip.
Some glasses don't even
Because they
work.
want to be the baddies too. They're such in competition with their boys. It's just too much. Like, and women are just not appreciated anymore. And that's a part of what the whole issue is. Men need community and they don't appreciate things anymore because they get a little bit of money and they want to buy everything. So, amen.
All right, hold on 1 second. I'd love to know who these guys are that you deal with. That,
Well, who the girls are?
Wait. That treat you this way that you're saying, yeah, preach.
Same thing. Who are the girls? No.
Got a pass.
Wait, no, who's the
She
girl?
don't got a mic. You can't ask her.
Right, they can't even hear her in the back.
Girl, she know what I'm talking about.
No, I'm not. I'm just messing with her.
We know. We all joke around here. Every time you joked, we knew it. You just was scared. We get like that. You're like,
He said it's a joke. It's a joke.
we know. We know. They gonna eat you up in the comments, but we know.
Fine. It's fine. I'm comfortable in my
No, that's
own
actually
skin.
great.
I hate that for you.
But so let me know when you use my woman of leisure.
Oh,
And what you got to say
I used
about
it
that?
on my podcast. We had a whole dialogue about it.
Oh, y'all should have had me on because there's a difference and niggas be blurring the lines
So can you give me some clarity, please?
between.
Or should I take it as exactly how it was presented, which is basically a woman of leisure is a woman who literally doesn't work and just goes to the spa and shops all day and
Sugar baby.
and does everything that, I mean, her life, she just exists.
Trophy wife.
Yeah, I think that is what a woman of leisure is, right? There's no responsibilities. If she does something, it's by her own choosing, X, Y, and Z. But that should never be conflated with being a stay-at-home parent or a stay-at-home spouse. Because at the end of the day, if you go out to work and you write 77 scripts or whatever, you gone 15 hours out the day, there's a level of expectation when you come home as far as having a spouse, right? The kids need to be clean. They need to be fed. They need to be bathed or rested so they're not crawling all over you.
Laundry need to be
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things involved with managing a home, a family, X, Y, and Z. Matter of fact, I'd rather go to work.
Talk about it.
For the man.
So you don't think that the ability to exist without providing for your own life, to exist.
No. She's not providing. No.
Wait. You don't think the ability to just exist, right? Whether it's those are your kids, so you're not taking care of his kids, you're taking care of your kids. You're not.
No.
Wait.
You taking care of y'all's kids.
Yes.
You're taking care of
Listen,
y'all
and
kids.
This is where I think men and women differ, right? Listen, I'm a single parent. I'm a single parent because my daughter's mother died when my daughter was 13 years old. I've been raising on my own since, right? I see many single men, right, who are raising their own. I never hear them complain about, I got to wake up and make the kid breakfast.
You
And
think they're gonna complain to you?
listen.
No, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Wait,
You're not talking about what I'm talking about,
So
though.
what I'm asking you is, because the way you worded it is as if the ability to exist as an adult without working to provide
what
for
I'm
yourself
saying.
isn't a privilege.
She
No,
not what
you
I'm
said
saying.
you said being a housewife is not a privilege.
It's not.
I didn't say that. But
How
she
is it not a
and it
privilege
said
as
that.
an adult?
It's not the same. It's just
No,
she's
that's not what
comparing
she said.
the
She said it.
the two.
Listen,
No,
I watched the clip. She said it was not a privilege.
voice.
It's not.
The ability to exist without having to provide for yourself. Explain to me how that is not a
It's
privilege.
not leisure because there's times where I was parenting.
But you still want to be treated as an adult.
No.
How is it not a
No.
privilege to not
You're
fulfill the requirements of being an adult, but to still be treated as
You're
an
not
adult?
saying- you're not
being
saying
an
what I'm
adult.
saying.
What's not being an adult? Tell me what's not being an adult. If I'm
What is-
washing all the dishes for my family,
All right.
I'm making sure my
What are the
children
requirements
are
to be
fed.
an
I'm
adult?
teaching them language.
What are the-
I'm making sure. If
what are
I'm
the
making, I'm
requirements?
responsible for children.
Okay, but
I'm
we-
responsible for your
Just
You're
20
offering.
minutes ago, I asked you guys, what are the requirements to be an adult? You said the ability to take care of yourself. You're not taking care of yourself. You're taking care of the children and you're taking care of the home. That man is taking care of you. So how is that not a privilege?
What?
What do you mean, what?
What?
Okay.
So because you're taking care of her while she's taking care of
You guys
the
are taking care of
children.
each
Please
other.
don't play semantics.
There's not semantics.
I'm not asking questions.
I never said
Guys.
I never said you weren't taking care of him. I said you're not taking care of yourself.
Each other.
No,
Yes,
guys.
you-
If you stopped cleaning the house, you stopped taking care of the kids, we would still have a house, we would still have electricity, we would still have heat. We would still be able to exist. We would still eat. We would still eat, right?
I mean, what?
Wait, let me finish.
Cheetos.
Let me finish. If I stopped contributing, we would be homeless and eventually die.
Okay, can I say
That's
something
what I'm
really
saying.
quickly? Okay, so then fine. So
That's
then
what
fine.
I'm
So then
saying.
fine.
Them dead.
But you know what is a luxury? You getting to wake up in the morning and leave and take care of all of that stuff and go to work and
Thank
make
you.
money because you have someone who's holding it down at home. Guess what? I personally can't go to work 24/7 and work all these long shifts because I have that.
I think-
responsibility. Now, if you had to come home, pick up the kids and take care of everything on your own, you probably can't make as much money as you're making because now you got a schedule to maintain and you got to make sure those kids is picked up. And now schedules are different, so kids got to get picked up at different times. They can't even stay till 3 p.m. no more.
Glasses again.
And then on another note, you're too tired to feed them properly. They don't even get the proper nutrients because you got to work and you got to take care of that and you got to stop and do your laundry. You got to stop and go grocery shopping. And you got to just sweating while driving. So I want to know.
No, he's ordering
if you're gonna
food. There's no groceries.
Oh, you're ordering food maybe now. So
Yes,
now
that's
you
what it is,
now
yeah.
you got the cheat code. You can Uber Eats it. But now you're not understanding that you have now the luxury to chase your dreams and make something happen for your family. And even that's a problem. You have the luxury of knowing that your home is taken care of and everything that you love is being protected and it's being well treated.
Maybe I can reword this, right?
No, you can't.
Wait, maybe I can. No, because I
was beautiful,
wait,
Jada.
because I think there's a misunderstanding, right? what I'm saying is, how is being a housewife not a privilege when a man having a wife is a privilege?
Man, because it's in the Bible. He said.
This is what I'm
I
asking.
think that
So
this
when
is
you
simply
said being a housewife is not a privilege, I want to know, how is that not a privilege when a man having a good woman and a good wife is a privilege?
I think you're taking it literal though. She didn't
Wait,
say it
How
was-
can I not?
She's saying
How can I
comparing
not
the
take
two.
it literal?
I think
She's comparing
that
the
the
two.
simple answer is that being a housewife is a job.
24 hours.
So, and being a husband isn't a job?
Are you a house husband?
But if you're saying being a husband is a job, then being a wife is a
Bro,
job.
roll me
I
down,
would
bro.
like to be a house husband.
See? See?
Kind of like to be a house husband.
See?
Boom, hold me down.
I'm just saying, that sounds like a great
Alan, do you get me?
Of course, Alan's a misogynist, first and
Yeah,
foremost.
very much so. He creates the type.
And once again, all I'm saying is, I'm giving y'all just do. The most amazing thing in the world is to have a good woman.
Yeah.
But I hate that you guys undermine the value of having a good man. That's what I hate.
Nobody said that.
Nobody
Because to
said
say that to be
Nobody said that.
Yes, you did. Because to
valued us
because
first.
because to say that to be a housewife is not a privilege is to undermine a good man that's
Okay.
taking care of everything.
I can agree with that.
I don't agree with it.
To say it that way, fine. If a man is providing this lifestyle for you and you say, well, this ain't no damn privilege, then I understand how you can feel like that's an issue. And I
How
think
is that not a privilege?
I think that you're getting it confused that she was just comparing the two. One
Thank
is
you.
more just relaxed and one is more.
No, one is
That's-
one is just more unrealistic.
No.
I don't know.
That's
It's
not-
maybe realistic to some people, but it's not realistic to
Listen,
unrealistic to everyone.
It is unrealistic because we're going to go speak to again about life. There are no absolutes. You guys are speaking to how 5% of the world live. That is not the majority. That is not realistic.
You're right.
But we're not
That
talking
is
about that.
Yes, you
No,
are.
No, we're
when,
not.
When you're talking about being a woman of leisure, they're not women in the hood that are women of leisure, that have nannies,
But
that
who-
don't have to cook, that
Who
have
stated
chefs.
that? Who stated that? Who stated
all,
that?
I'm
I just
good, Rad.
no. Hold on, Jada. Listen,
I love the moving of the goalpost, man.
there has not been any movement of the goalpost. The thing is that my statement was to clarify the erroneous conflation of people saying that being a stay-at-home wife
It's a privilege.
no, like it's not a. It's a job.
You guys are both.
It's still a privilege.
No, listen.
I'm gonna shut up.
When you have a 24-hour job, you still get to clock out. When you have a 24-hour job, right? Because she still has to deal with everything in the house. Everybody done ate, kitchen got to be clean. Hold on, everybody done whatever. She got to make sure the kids is bathed. Make sure they in the bed. Make sure their lunches is made the next day. Make sure they did their homework.
Make sure dinner's
Right.
put up.
Mind
and
you,
dishes
he
is
at
washed.
Baccarat Hotel having a drink with the homies.
Hold on. And the thing is that her shift don't stop at
Never.
5 or
Never.
6. So if I got responsibilities that go beyond 9 to 5, that's a job with overtime. And the thing is that to conflate them, one, it disrespects any parent that stays at home with their child.
Man or woman.
Yeah, period. Because I do know like 2 or 3 stay-at-home
Man
dads.
or woman. It's
Like
disrespectful.
it's very disrespectful to like listen, it's very disrespectful to like the role that they play in that home. Because if you got to bring in a cleaner, let's just say both people work 9 to 5. You need a cleaner, you need a sitter or an au pair, you need a chef, you need a driver, you need all of these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that, first of all, that brings income to your house via a credit. Because you're not spending it, right?
Talk about it.
So to say that like just because you work your 9 to 5, and let's just say it's 12 to 12, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like just because you go to work does not mean that she's not also working. As a stay-at-home mom, your shit it never stops.
I
We
love
need
it.
part 2.
I loved it. Because I'm not done.
Mans was sitting there mad. He
But it
was
is
getting
nice to hear the
mad.
male-
This is so far gone with the icebreakers when the ice has already been broken.
It's hot.
What, do we need to do it?
No, I think it's
Good
cool.
way. It's a
Okay.
good way
It's,
to
it's fine.
Okay, so
Close out.
we typically ask our guests like a question apiece.
lighten up the mood, you know?
Yeah.
Perhaps even out.
Anyway, I'll ask
Energy.
my question first. And when you get home, good day, bad day, whatever, like what is your go-to drink?
After a day of providing
Yeah.
and protecting.
and
You know,
protecting.
you know what?
Super nigga! Super nigga!
herself.
You know what's funny? My
It's a
go-
bird!
My goal.
It's super nigga!
Dun, 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 dun.
My go-to drink used to be Jameson whiskey.
J-Mo?
Yeah, it used to be J-Mo. That
J-Mo?
was my go-to drink. But
Wait, what, did you drink that in college?
no. Actually, that was something I started drinking probably about 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
No, actually, maybe about 6 or 7 years ago. So I've been in a relationship for the past 3 years. It shifted due to the relationship because my partner,
Tequila.
she mostly drinks tequila.
How did I know?
And the funny thing is, I never liked tequila.
Ever?
I never liked
Is it
tequila.
Class A 1942? Tell
I
us.
never liked tequila. Due to us cohabitating and tequila's her thing, I've grown a fondness for tequila and I've totally left whiskey alone. The funny thing is I can't even imagine myself drinking J-Mo anymore. That's the funny thing.
But what about other good whiskeys?
Yeah, this is the thing. When it comes to other good whiskeys, whether you're talking about, Japanese whiskeys or even a good Glenlivet 28 years or something like that, I may dabble here and there, but for the most part, my go-to is tequila now.
You don't have a.
Do you have a brand that you
yeah, what's
prefer?
Costco.
It's actually pretty good. I've had it.
No, Kirkland is real good.
Listen,
I haven't had it, but I know Costco.
I hate to sound like the masses. No, hell no. I've never.
Julio.
Okay.
You know what's funny?
He gonna say Julio.
I like Casamigos Blanco.
Of course, Casamigos.
Right? One of my bottles on my bookshelf is actually Grand Patron. That's one of my favorites. It's the smoothest. It's just that's a very expensive bottle, so I'm not
Silver
able
top.
to drink it all.
silver top.
Yeah, I'm not. That comes in the coffin. I'm not able to drink it all the time.
Okay, if you could have dinner with anyone dead or alive, who would that be?
My mom. My mother never got the opportunity to see me reach my potential because of the fact that I was so wayward into the streets, and my mother knew my potential, and that was what was her frustration, was that you're just so smart, you're so intelligent, you're wasting this intelligence. And when I began to realize my potential and I started writing, and when this whole money and violence thing happened and I'm on the news and there's articles about me, my mother died that year. She died January of 2014.
When you were starting on like
Not even. No, she died January of 2015. Money and Violence debuted August of 2014, but everything didn't begin happening till the first quarter of the following year. Because I remember in December, one of my friends told me, because there was really no movement that first 6 months, and he said, bruh, it's because it's the third and fourth quarter. Nobody's trying to acquire new business. He said, listen, first day, first quarter, your phone's going to ring like crazy. And that's exactly what happened. But my mother, you know, she missed all of that, and she never got the opportunity to see that, Ma, like,
You was right.
I knew what it wasn't about being right. It was just about the understanding that we all progress at our own pace. My mother knew my potential, and she felt that I should have moved faster, but I eventually caught up with who I was.
I like that. That was good.
But I can see that. Like, you want your parent, of course, to be proud of you, especially when it's especially something that they saw in you, just as a general matter.
See, but that's the thing. It's not me wanting her to be proud of me.
What is it?
It's not for me. It was for her. What I wanted was for her.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
No. Like when you say, I want my parent to be proud of me.
No. What I'm saying is that, like, when I do things, right, even as a little kid getting all A's, like, I wasn't doing it because I was getting all A's. I wanted to come home and, like, show my parents.
But that's still for you because you want the validation. I don't care about the validation.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm literally saying,
I understand you.
because, like, your expectations are X.
Yeah.
And it's like, I met the expectations. Matter of fact, I surpassed them. And so I think
you wanted to give them the reward of their work.
because exactly everything that they've poured into you, the second
that's
jobs, the changing your birth certificate, the
Exactly.
doing, doing whatever.
She never got the opportunity to see that all her work wasn't in vain.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because although, I did well financially, but it was, some legal things you understand. And that didn't mean anything to her. So if I could have a conversation with one more person, it would be her.
So New Year's resolutions?
We have a list of the most common New Year resolutions. Okay, this list is pretty accurate because, we hear everyone talking about exercising more when it comes to the new year, eating healthier, losing weight, improving physical health, improving sleep, financially saving more, paying down debts, and personal growth, being happy, improving mental health, learning something new, a new skill. This list is pretty accurate. Do you guys have any New Year's resolutions?
I mean, for me, it's kind of revisiting an old thing, find a new way to do an old thing. I've been so focused on film and creating my own productions. The past few years, I've been doing it out of pocket. It doesn't always bring a return, So what I've decided to do is find a way to create something that's going to generate that income that I can pour into my creations and my productions. And what that is, I just so happen to have it here. Look at that. It's a quick clean sneaker wipes. It cleans J's. It cleans Uggs. It cleans construction Tims. Right? It cleans Yeezys. It cleans every single thing. And this is actually my new product. You can go to quickclean.net and purchase these. If I say cleaning glass or cleaning mirrors, you think of Windex, cleaning sneakers. What comes to mind? When you think about it, everybody has a different method for cleaning sneakers. Some people use dishwashing detergent. Some people use a toothbrush and toothpaste. Some people use laundry detergent, right? This is the only cleaning product on the market that actually cleans all surfaces. Really? So it cleans leather, it cleans suede, it cleans nubuck, it cleans mesh, it cleans rubber, it cleans vinyl. $9.25 a pack. You can go right to quickclean.net. Also, follow us at Quick Clean Sneaker Wipes. Go get your wipes, man, and get photo shoot fresh in a minute or less.
All right, I like that.
Yeah.
Photo shoot fresh.
I'm gonna give me some.
And the slogan.
Don't even have to be photo shoot. Just clean your shoes before you walk outside, y'all.
Listen,
2026.
Let me tell you something. I got daughters, and I always told my daughters, it's a catch-22. Although you should never judge anyone by their appearance, you should always know that you will be judged by yours.
That's a great thing. Yeah.
It's the reality.
I saw what you did to someone's Uggs, and I was so impressed. Like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh, y'all should have told me he was coming."
Yeah,
I would have had a whole do these shoes in the bag to do. It would have got crazy.
I'm telling you, man, these wipes have changed your life. Like, these wipes are like magic in a pack. We worked on putting together and building this proprietary formula with a chemist for a while, for damn near a year. And we finally got it right. So I'm really excited for it to get out there. Those that have used it so far, literally, it takes people about a week or two to use it after I give it to them. And they're like, yo, it really works.
I'm
People are so
actually
skeptical.
always so impressed when people come out with a product and they're like, yeah, we've been working on it and we've been, doing formulas and,
Right.
I'm always like, oh yeah, you were doing shit on the back end.
Yeah. Listen,
That's cool.
I can't take the credit for the actual mixing of this chemical and that chemical, but I was doing the P. Diddy producing, right?
Absolutely.
Putting everything
I was in the
together.
background like, chemist, take that, take that, take
Yeah.
that.
Right.
You
That's
know?
what it takes. It takes a team, honestly.
Yeah.
Without all the take that, take that, take that.
Are you sure?
Three cheesy
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure about that.
Okay,
but
Cass,
that's
any
awesome.
other New Year resolutions?
Jada.
Jada. I know we were all like,
Y'all always come to me for the shenanigans. I'm not saying nothing today. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna
it's
let y'all rock
positive
it.
vibes. Girl.
I love how when I'm watching back our episodes, I always see Erin looking at me like, yo, this girl is crazy. She's out of her mind. Yes, every time. You're
probably-
always
she don't
looking
even
at me
know.
like, who raised her? Honestly, I just told myself, I'm gonna just keep stuff to myself. Because even Amanda, you confirmed last time, you were like,
What'd I say?
one thing you're gonna do is tell us your business, even though we didn't ask.
I probably
Yes.
did say that.
Yeah.
So I told myself, this year I'm shutting up. That's my New Year's resolution. I'm not telling anybody anything. And I just hope and pray that all of the things that I've been working on, finally everyone will see the fruits of my labor. And that's
There is
it.
power in not
Okay.
sharing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes. I overshare
There
everything. I
is-
trust everybody. I'm friendly to everybody. And I also realize everyone doesn't always have your best interests at heart.
Never.
Some people can't take your honesty. Some people can't take, like, who I am. So at the end of the day, I just want to keep everything to myself, and maybe my blessings will start pouring in.
There you
Learn
go.
the lesson before the lesson is learned.
Yeah, exactly.
I say most people, not even some people.
Rome.
I don't really do resolutions. I got a thing about the whole New Year's resolution thing. Like, I think it's just like herd mentality. Just my personal.
Well, do you have anything to say? Do you have anything
it.
you want to work on, like
you
moving
just said it.
forward? Not
He
not
works on
just for
himself
the new year,
consistently.
just
No,
in
I'm
general.
a constant work in progress.
Yeah, I get
I'm always up to something. I'm always thinking. I'm always strategizing. I'm always moving. I'm always just really trying to be a better person and just get it right for myself. So no, that's just me. I don't need a new year. I'm already going to the gym. I got that licked. So
Long story short, he's not a follower.
Every day's
He's a leader.
every day's a new year, right?
Right.
I'm saying if you really approach, because I tell people when they see me, I was like, oh, happy birthday. I tell anybody, anytime, any day, because like you
It's a new
woke up,
day.
it's a new day. So you don't need a new year, and that first breath that you wake up in the morning is just gratitude, and so like that's your new right there. You don't need.
We don't need birthdays.
We don't need birthdays.
Here we go.
But for me, I think that we all need hope, right? We all need motivation. And it's the same thing like church, right? I believe in the word of God. I don't believe in the word of man, so I'm not big on church. But I understand that church plays a role, right? Because some people need that hope to continue to go through life, right? And I think it's the same thing with the new year. Like I'm totally there with you, and I totally agree. But I think that any method that's going to cause people to make an improvement, I'm all for it, man. Like it may not necessarily, because I'm kind of like you. Like I don't need to make a New Year's resolution because I'm constantly, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? How can I improve? But there are people out there, unfortunately, that don't do that all throughout the year. And it's only when December 31st comes that they finally get the motivation, all right. And they may not succeed, but it's like, I'm going to try. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if that can motivate you,
Yeah.
go for it, man.
I guess. Yeah. I'm not.
And
Gonna,
once again, I'm not even saying in contrast to what you're saying. I'm saying along with what you're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think all year you have the opportunity to create these systems to keep things flowing. So you don't really need to just have this singular day because you're just lying to yourself.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. But I'm gonna keep being me. That's my resolution then.
So I have a few like practical resolutions. I want to remember to wear my retainer at night, every night. I even bought a second set to so I can keep one in my travel stuff because I generally keep a bag packed kind of. So actually before the end of the year, I went to the dentist and ordered new retainers and mouth guards because I grind my teeth. This is just a little tidbit. Your teeth move as you age. So even if you never had braces, get yourself a retainer. So yeah, so that your teeth can stay where they are. Because as you age, maybe into your 30s, I guess is when.
And do they grow? Do they get bigger? Because I feel like
I'm not sure. They
okay. Or maybe
maybe
start
people's
pushing
gums
out.
recede and they look bigger. I don't know, but
Is that why old people chew nothing because their teeth are moving?
like what?
Chewed up.
Maybe that.
No, that's
never
because they
seen
don't have no
Yeah,
teeth.
that is because they don't have teeth.
Oh.
But don't
Are they,
you realize?
are they chewing their gums like
That's
on
what
the
I'm saying.
side,
There's
like the
nothing.
cud? Like it's like the way the cow chews
like
the
a cow.
cud.
He was like,
Yeah.
But yeah, they do
Ooh,
that.
You about to make me nauseous.
So that's 1. 2, I want to start using the notes feature on my iPhone more. Simply because I'm a paper person. Like I was in the car and I had a bunch of calls to make. So I just turned one of them envelopes over and made my new list.
I'm so shocked. I would have thought that your notes would have been filled up.
No, they are filled up, but
In your phone, though, I
Oh,
this-
like I can see you being so organized and put together that you have the reminders, the calendar, the notes, and everything.
I do have the reminders. I do have the
yeah.
calendar. Literally, if I can't remember something, I have to like send if I think it's, I have to send myself a note or like tell Siri to do something or whatever.
This
Yeah.
coming from a notes addict,
Yeah.
it is so amazing. It comes in so handy. And I mean, there's a search feature with
Mhm.
notes. So even if you jot down a random thought, you can search it and find it like immediately. So
Yeah.
I know
Um,
that.
I think once you get into that rhythm, you're going to be like, wow, this makes things so much easier.
So I do use it, but that pen and paper, like I wake up in the morning, it's on like it's something on my nightstand. I can just write it down. I'm just a paper person.
I guess that's like me. Like I can't read ebooks, right? I have to have a paper
book, yeah.
I can't.
It hits different, maybe.
Yeah,
But it's so
I-
funny. Like it's
retain
the
the
brain's
information.
chemistry. It's like everyone's brain chemistry is just different. Whatever is comfortable to you and how you operate throughout your day. It's just I cannot write down. I lose things. A piece of paper. Let me write something on a piece of paper. It's gonna blow away in the wind.
that piece of paper is
No,
gonna
but,
follow
like,
me
if
until
you have,
everything
like,
is checked off.
I don't do like regular pieces of paper, but like I have like a sticky pad. So
Yeah.
if I write a note down and I don't need it anymore, then I'll throw
3
it
months
away.
later,
but-
it'll be in the corner, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, did I do that? Okay, I did that." It'll be in the
I wanted to start for last year, like reading more like leisurely because the therapist said that I'm making myself anxious by reading. Like I read like history books. I read about like things, a lot of black stuff.
to
pretty
retain
much.
information.
a lot of
It's more like thirst for knowledge. Like you
Yeah.
read to learn rather than to read to
Yeah,
enjoy.
yeah, you're right. So I started last year. I was reading like 4 books at a time. I don't know how that happens, but I always read multiple books at a time. So I'm gonna try to start one, finish one, and then just increase, what I started on last year.
When do you have the time?
I mean, because like sometimes I might have a book on my nightstand. I might have a book in my travel bag.
Y'all without kids be doing a lot. Y'all be having a good time. I wish I could read 4 books.
I mean, can you read like instead of watching TV?
I don't even get to do that.
Oh,
No, I mean, but like reading 4 books at one time is just like starting a movie and not finishing it, and then starting another
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, I see what
before
you're
you
saying. So
finish
like you
it.
want to start and complete a book.
yeah, because literally I ended up 4 books at a time because I had one on my nightstand, one in the car, one in my travel bag. So if I go somewhere, I'm always have
So these are mostly. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't mean to take over, but these are mostly like Black history.
not so I won't say Black history, but it's about like Black stuff, like what.
Black romance, Black.
No, like
they're more informational rather
yeah,
than
like something like the like the miseducation of the Negro, Malcolm,
I read that.
like those.
I read that.
Yeah,
Yes, like those.
we get you.
I read the biography of Malcolm X in 4th grade. I had no business.
Working on Godfather Harlem, I read every single Malcolm X book you can think of. I mean, there were Malcolm X books that literally, there was this one Malcolm X book. I forgot what it was called, but that book literally cost, I think it was like $2,500 on Amazon because it's so rare.
How'd you get it?
I didn't get it.
Oh,
I made MGM get it.
Oh, why would it be so
Read it.
expensive?
Well, keep in mind, Godfather Harlem, the budget was $5.6 million an episode. So they definitely had enough money to get that goddamn book.
that's dope.
Yeah.
I need to know the name of that. I
But
mean,
that's so
I-
crazy.
maybe they got a PDF online.
Yeah, no, I think they do because there was this other book. One of the books I read was Blood Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know this, but Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali had a really close relationship, and there's an entire book about it called Blood Brothers. So I read a lot of books. Every book on Malcolm X, Harlem Renaissance, every single book about the landscape of Harlem in like the 1960s.
That's dope. So yeah, Black books. But I did read what is it called? Fiction this past year, and it was pretty good.
Which book?
I don't remember.
If
the
I could
name.
recommend a good book to you, there's a book called Washington Black, which is it's a fiction book. I think you'd really enjoy it because it's
Notes app.
Yeah,
No
it-
tab.
Yeah, you better
it
use
starts off. It starts off. I think it's the first book that it starts off on a plantation, and it's slavery, but it's from the eyes of like an 8-year-old boy. So I think it's just an interesting perspective
Wow.
to see slavery through the eyes of a child.
Nice. I'm writing it down in my notes.
Yeah, and they actually did I think NBC did a series about it, but when they do shows, it doesn't translate exactly from the book, and they went left with it.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Do you still have resolutions?
Yeah, I got one more. Go ahead. What you got?
No. Because it was just about books and me trying to, I think it's cool how like you're reading books to try to work on your screenplays. I think that's awesome because it's like you're pulling information, and then because I always wonder like how are these people getting these stories? They seem so real. They seem so whatever. Like you can relate. And then I didn't really think of that. Like you bought an expensive book to get the real.
The studio.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean though.
Did you get to keep it?
No.
Because I'd be wondering, like, how do people have these facts? How do you get the real? And then
all depending, right? I think there's a lot of research that goes into with any creation of any show, right? Because you want it to be authentic, and you don't really want to just rely on your imagination because you don't want to make up facts. Because you can be betraying an entire industry, or you can betraying the essence of a human being if it's based on a person. But there's always research that goes into it.
And you got to be careful when you watch certain movies because just like he's doing research, people are researching like witchcraft and spells. And I hate to be a conspiracy theorist, but anytime I start hearing anyone say spells or anything, I just instantly like gotta mute the TV up because they be putting real stuff in there.
What spells?
You know.
I don't. That's what I'm asking.
You ever seen Skeleton Key?
Who?
Skeleton Key.
Ooh.
To make things that real, they're going to see witch doctors, they're doing their research, they're getting real, like they're going into real spell books. And again, like, if you read your Bible, you know what the devil is trying to do. You know he busy.
Is this horror?
TV.
Is this horror?
It's everything.
No, the skeleton.
The Skeleton Key? Oh,
Yeah, that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
It's horror?
horror.
Oh, well,
See, I don't watch horror.
why are you watching horror?
I was younger.
Oh, no. I need my sleep.
My last resolution is to like be a resource to people. I get a lot of friends actually who ask me like, how do I get into real estate? How do I get access to cash? How do I do this? Like, how do you GC your own projects, X, Y, and Z? I've bumped my head a lot. I have great mentors. Ironically, it's people I went to college with. They were older than me. So I actually want to be able to knock a lot of things out early in the year so that I can create some kind of space to like do more follow-up or like a more robust follow-up of people who want to get in the game. No, I'm just like people who, because you have a lot of people that say, oh, I want to get into real estate. Okay, so what are you doing? Are you reaching out to people? Are you asking them how they did it? What mistakes did they make? Like, have you tried to do some research on your own? And I think the people who do that, those are the people that I want to help. Somebody that's just saying, man, I'm trying to get into well, what are you doing?
If I can give you a bit of advice, there's so many people out there who say they want information, but don't want information, and they will play with your time because it's free.
Exactly.
Right? So what I would recommend is put that information behind a paywall, right? And create some type of course. I mean, GPT is an amazing resource, right? And you can feed the knowledge that you know into it, and it'll format it into a structure that can form a curriculum, right? And put that behind a paywall. I mean, look, you're looking to do work and to give to people. You can make it as little as $9.99, right? But what I'm telling you is those that are serious about learning, that aren't going to waste your time, are going to be willing to pay, while those that aren't, that just would take advantage of it because it's free, will be turned away by them. I mean, I think that's a beautiful resolution. It's all about contribution to the world. Yes, it's great that we accept children for who they are, right? But nobody speaks to the fact that that father never imagined that that's the route that his child will go in. And it takes time for him to process it. And there's a bit of trauma that parent goes through. But I don't think that's ever acknowledged, right? And it doesn't mean that the father thinks that he shouldn't accept his son. He accepts his son. But it's just that maybe he never fathomed that this is where it would go. And it takes a minute. He loves his kid and he's going to accept him, but it's still a bit of shell shock. Like, oh, wow. This is what we're dealing with. Okay.
So is it more hurtful, you think? Or
no, and I don't even think it's about hurt.
Adjustment.
I think it's more shell shock.
Got you.
Right? Because maybe he's never fathomed. It's never been a thought, right? He raised a boy and he never thought that this is where it would go. Not that there's anything wrong with it. And not that he doesn't accept it, but it's just that moment that he may need to process it.
You said that you don't think that it's acknowledged as much, but that's the first thing I think about. Like when a child comes out to their parents, is the parents' feelings about that. And not to say that I'm not thinking at all about the child's feelings and, how they feel the parents might react, but I think that it's more acknowledged than you think, that people think about the parents and how they react to news like this and how it changes them.
Well, I'm just speaking to what I see that's put out there, right? Like and I know social media isn't always an accurate depiction of what's going on in the world, but I know that whenever I see any type of narrative towards that subject, it's always, if the parent even takes a second to process it, it's always, oh, you're alienating your child. That's not fair. Your child has the right to live their life as they want to, which they do. But all parents have an expectation.
But
right?
we know how soft and progressed the world has become.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
So
ask.
that is what has to be put out into the world.
Does it have to be put out?
It doesn't have to, but
What's being
Yeah,
put out?
what's being put out? You lost me.
okay, what's being put out is that the child has a safe space, right? Not
At home? You mean with the parent?
right. So when the parent reacts, being accepting of a child being gay or whatever, it's like, okay, this child is in a safe home, the parents, blah, blah, blah. But the narrative is never that the parents are disappointed or the parents have lost something like in their hearts for their kid or anything like that, because right now it's all about everyone being okay with the LGBT.
Yeah,
Well, that's
that's
the worst
because
thing,
it's
too.
I'm sorry. That's because I feel that what you're talking about is us seeing it. So us seeing it has to be immediate acceptance, and that's because not saying because, but maybe because there's a camera in this person's face, and they know that this could be a dangerous weapon. It could be used against them. Maybe they'll lose their job. Maybe their other family won't accept them, or whatever the ramifications are. So I think that I don't think you should put this on camera. Personally, I don't think you should come out to your parents on camera. Not saying you should hide it or anything. And I think that's a private moment that
It
should
is,
be.
but-
I don't think there's any safety in you putting a camera in front of your face and telling the world
That's true.
something personal. There's
Is
no
this like
safety.
real life examples? Because
I'm using your example.
I was more so imagining like the way it's depicted on TV. Because there's either like too far, reactions. It's either you're accepting, oh my gosh, it's okay, I love you, blah blah blah, or it's no, get out of my house.
But again, that's also a camera,
and that's
also a script behind it. Because if it was NBC, they have to push a certain agenda to be like, hey, we're not trying to alienate our LGBT community.
Right.
And that's sort of what I'm speaking to, right? Like, I think you hit it right on the head, where it's either to the left or it's to the right, when the reality is a lot of times it's right in the middle, where it's like, no, this is my child and I love my child, but I need a minute to process
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's
like
not
getting
that
a big
it's
bill
not that
in the
I'm
mail.
okay with it, but it's not that I'm not okay
Right.
with it.
Yeah.
And I just need a minute to process, because once again, there's a bit of shell shock, because this isn't anything that I've ever really entertained or fathomed. And now that I'm confronted by it, I kind of need a moment, right, to get my
digest
footing,
it,
to
yeah.
digest it. But the way that the world, like right now, the world caters to the underdog, right? Or what the world perceives to be the underdog. So even taking that moment to process it is looked at as homophobic. Oh, why do you need a moment to process it? This is who they are. And it's like, okay, but by acknowledging this person's feelings, you're totally disregarding this person's feelings. And I think that in itself is unfair as well.
It's like all of the norms are being disregarded, honestly. Like even as a woman, when it
Exactly.
comes to trans, like,
No
there
safe
was a
spaces.
video. Yeah, it's like now if I feel any way about it, I feel as though I'm wrong. So it's like, let me just not talk about it. Let me stay out of it. It's really like, it's because I just saw a video today of a man who claimed to be a transgender, and he was in the bathroom and you can see his shadow.
Oh, I saw that.
And it's like, how did we get this far? Because when I was younger, the one gay girl in our school, to me, I was like, how do you even do something? Like for me, it was just like, whoa, or like forbidden, or not that anybody's life has to be a secret or forbidden, but we come to a place where now I feel as though the LGBTQ
IA plus.
Okay, the community is rapidly growing because of it's like we're pushing it in movies,
And they
we're
keep
pushing
adding
it in
letters.
shows, we're pushing it, we're pushing it in everything.
And that's the
Even
thing.
in
What was she
school.
looking at?
I think that,
Yeah, what was
but I do think that this might be the natural order in the process of things, right? Because we were all the way left, right? Where people who,
No, we was all the way right.
no, yeah, well, okay, we were all the way right, where people who were same sex were totally ostracized, right? And now we're all the way left.
Wait, sorry, not to interrupt you, but were they ostracized, or was there a time where everyone was private? There was privacy.
Yeah.
No,
Because now
if
there's
we-
no privacy
if-
with anyone.
but
People
if we-
wear what they want. They show their
but if we have to be honest, if we must be honest, they were ostracized.
Oh, were they?
right?
Okay.
They would get they were ostracized, right? And I think
know in Jamaica.
I think that we've gone all the way to the left where it's totally accepted, but now we're disregarding what we considered as normal. And I think that hopefully in the future we're going to get to a point where we get to a healthy medium.
You think,
Well, yeah,
you think it's an overcorrection?
It's
is
100.
correct.
It's 100%
That's exactly what it is, and
overcorrection.
I think that has a lot to do with guilt, right? It's like, oh, we have to make up for the wrong that we did,
Yeah.
so we have to give them the runway to do as they please, but hopefully within time we're going to self-correct and get to the healthy medium where both of us can be acknowledged. We're both sides.
Too bad they don't do that for black people.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with
too
you.
bad they not doing it for black people. But I 100% agree with. There's always a course correction. They fighting it hard,
Every step of the way.
hard.
Haven't they always?
But that's because they're
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is that like he's like we were very far right as far as like conservatism and norms and beliefs or whatever, and then there was overcorrection, and I think now, like you said, like we have to find some sort of like center because it's not like gay people weren't always here. It wasn't like trans people weren't always here. Like all of these things existed,
Yeah.
but more so in the shadows because of, like you said, ostracization.
I'm
Is
shaking
it?
my head.
It's okay.
Is no.
Rock with it.
Ostracizing.
No, it'll drive her crazy.
Due to them being ostracized, or they just remained, I guess maybe as
They
a
were
secret.
but they were fearful as
No,
they should
exactly.
be.
Yeah.
As
And
they
so,
should have been at that time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like everything is upside down. It's like if me as a woman, I feel as though like if I don't agree with some I feel like as though I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just a woman. Like I'm expressing like either I'm uncomfortable with the situation, or honestly, like even transgenders. Like I'm not mad at the transgenders for being able to live their life, but it's like why do now women again have to be in a pickle?
Yeah.
Because we're trying to make this special group feel safe, and
You want to know why?
against it, but it's like I don't want my daughter. If I want my daughter to go into the bathroom, I want to know for sure that it's just women in that bathroom. So it's just like you're looked down on it if you say anything or speak up to the community, and it's just unfortunate.
I think men tricked you guys again because it got to the point where it became a woman's world. So men were like, "Wait, how do we?
When?
How do we? How?"
Who said that?
No, when?
No, I'm God.
Don't worry. We do this already.
Back it
No,
up with
seriously,
data and
yeah,
statistics. I'm
listen.
trying to tell you.
I'm just saying.
cards.
I think it got to the fact where the world kind of caters to women at the moment in time, right? To a degree.
Wait, caters or women
Here we go.
are trying to make the same strides that men have always been able to make.
And you guys, no.
But I don't think that's catering though.
Let me say this. When I say cater, how about this? How about I'm saying cater in respect to how things were compared to how they are now? Not saying that how they were was right. What I'm saying, if in comparison, if we compare what it was to what it is,
Okay.
But is it maybe catering?
and once again, maybe that's
what we're doing to
Maybe
the
that's
LGBT
the wrong choice of words,
Course
right?
correcting.
Yeah.
And once again, I'm not saying it as if there's anything wrong with what's going on. I'm just trying to explain why I say I think men kind of, tricked women. It's because, okay, the world's catering to them. Okay, let's become women. So now the world's catering to men.
Well, no,
For me,
It's a joke.
No. Listen, there's actually truth in that because when you think about where the power is, it's automatically instilled within white men in this country.
Yeah, definitely.
And so you have to think about like who, even when it comes to that community, who has the money and who has the power. It's still gay white men or whatever. You know, I won't just say gay, but, you know, in that particular community, but it's white. It's still white men. So just think of you still have, even though you may live your life as a woman, you appear as a woman, you still have the audacity and the boldness and the courage that you had of your original profile. So everything comes to you as a white man. You have privileges as a white man. And so I don't know what you have to do to get rid of that you've had your entire life. So you think that though the trans people should be able to be accepted automatically and being encroaching women's spaces. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the world is yours.
Because
in your mind, yeah.
Exactly. And so I think you also have to like look at the social and historical aspect of that. Because you've been living 27 years as a white man presenting as a heterosexual, I hate gays white man, right? And then now, because it's openly accepted, you can do what you want to do. You can go live your life and present as whoever you want to present as, but you still have that same mentality, thought process, audacity, everything as a white man.
And if I can build on that, I would just also like to say, when people direct the patriarchy as some type of defense when speaking to a black man, we were always a victim of the patriarchy too. The patriarchy did not apply to us, you know, and I constantly see us grouped up in that where, but the patriarchy ruled for how many years? And it's just like, okay, but yeah, we were a victim of it too.
In America, because again, you go to foreign countries and it's definitely the patriarchy.
Yeah, but if we're talking about the effects of racism, systemic racism, that's America.
It is, but it's also a part of colonialism and imperialism.
Of course.
And so you have to think about all the places that were colonized.
I understand, but if we're talking about slavery as a whole and we're talking about the whole system of racism, that's main. I mean, we kind of confine that to the United States because this is where that entire history took place. Not that there wasn't slavery other places, but
chattel slavery.
Yeah, chattel slavery, exactly. And, you know, as far as us as black people being oppressed and the whole system being created on that oppression, that's the U.S.
I think, and I do agree with that, but we also have to consider that even though black people and other people of color, and I'm separating that because we have very different histories in America, I think that there was also still a set of patriarchal rules that applied to men within our community. Because you referenced Malcolm X earlier. Who did he say is the most disenfranchised, disrespected?
But she was disrespected. See, this is the difference. If you want me to be honest with you, the black woman was always held up in the black community, right? The elders, the mother, the grandmother was always held up. If you want to talk about which women were oppressed, it was white women that were oppressed by white men.
Well, but I'm not saying oppression. What I'm saying is that within our own community, there's still a level of patriarchy there. And we can't deny that. I'll give you a perfect example. Our grandparents, well, I don't know about y'all, but our grandparents and how, you know, my grandmothers didn't have credit cards. One of my grandmas didn't work.
The black man didn't decide that. That was a system that the white man created that women. But what I'm telling you is now let's not confuse the patriarchy with the dynamic of woman and man that God created, because I think that's where the lines are getting blurred.
On purpose, though.
You know, man has a role, woman has a role, and we've gotten to a point that we try to define that as patriarchy, and it's not patriarchy. It is, whether you look in nature, whether it's lions and tigers, whether it's wolves, the male animal has a role, the female has a role. And I'm sorry, once again, like I was telling Alan earlier, I think that when it comes to nature, human beings have become the most disobedient species on this planet, because when it comes to nature and what comes natural and what God designed us to be, we are going left from it. And once again, I'm not saying that women need to sit home and just cook and clean. That's not what I'm saying, because I'm a person that believes that it's a team, right? Men lead, but I also say that although a man leads, his woman is who he follows. right? There is power in submission, so much power. If you truly understand how men work, masculinity is a nurturing force. So this whole idea of toxic masculinity is just weird to me, because what people consider toxic masculinity is actually a lack of masculinity, because men who are not truly masculine overcompensate, you know? So I think we need to be careful of always defining the dynamic between man and man, what God designed us to be, as being the patriarchy, just because we have different roles.
Okay, but we can call it peanut butter and jelly. Like it literally could be called anything, but there is a system. And I think there's a system based on particular norms that are also based on whatever sex, however you're born.
Correct.
That has been how it is.
But that system wasn't created by us black men, and it wasn't enforced by us black men. You know, black men, we were powerless, and all we could do was sit in the river. We couldn't change the flow of it. That's the reality. But a lot of times we get the blame for a system that we didn't create.
But the thing is that even if you didn't create it, there's still a perpetuation of it. That's the problem. And I think that we see it every day, and we know people who live it and who have lived it. So I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you, but I think that to not call it patriarchy, because you said it yourself, that it's based on mimicking what white people were doing, right? So
Yes and no. Certain aspects of it, but there are also aspects of it that are just the design that God created, the role for man and the role for woman.
Give me something. Maybe I'm confused. Give me some examples.
Okay, when we say man provides and protects, woman nurtures, right? Not saying that a man can't nurture, but if we go into nature, any animal, you know, the male animals are necessarily who protect, who go out and hunt, but there are exceptions, because nothing in life is an absolute. Nothing in life is an absolute. But if we can say the majority, then we can say generally this is what takes place. Mm-hmm. So all I'm saying is that, yes, there are injustices, the patriarchy, there's a system that's been created that has oppressed women, but we cannot be so deep rooted in and focused on that oppression that we totally ignore the fact that men and women were built differently. And we are two counterparts, right? Where men lack, women are strong, and where women lack, men are strong. And that's why God designed us to be together. You know, the whole idea of I was born alone. It's BS. The truth is you were never alone, because from the time you were conceived, you heard your mother's voice. You felt the warmth of her womb. That's why babies recognize their mother as soon as they're born. At no point were we alone, and we were not designed to be alone. And I totally dislike the fact that we are straying so far away from nature and everything that is real. And that's why I think the universe is out of whack at the moment in time.
They trying to do it. They put in the church groups. What is the name of, y'all know who it is? Charlie Kirk, was it? Some of them.
Oh, God.
Goodness gracious,
What
that was
was
a bad
it?
example.
Yeah, Turning Point.
Like Charlie.
No, like Turning Point. They're like,
That is the patriarchy.
You know what that sounds like?
no,
You wanna know
listen,
what that
in
sounds
the state of Texas, it was just approved that they could have a chapter of Turning Point.
Oh, in college.
No, in high school. Like so, you know.
And what,
Let's hope they don't try to switch.
what are they going to teach?
Right. That's why I said let's hope they don't.
Because
try
I
to
think
switch it up.
that goes right back to the patriarchy.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, though. But the thing is that they're painting it as it being a natural order.
See, but what I'm talking about is not the Bible. It's not Turning Point. It's not religion. What I'm talking about is the natural design of man and woman. I'm talking about little boys are born and they play with soldiers, and little girls play with dolls because it's naturally what's in them. It wasn't taught. It wasn't taught. And I think that this is what we are totally ignoring. You know.
What do you think, Aaron? You don't think that's true?
No, I think that that's part of nurture. Like your parents, when they bring you home, if you're a boy, you have a blue room, you have blue clothes, they buy you soldiers. You're not going out as a baby purchasing the things that you want. You don't know what the fuck you want.
No, but
so it's like, but listen, you have to. This is all nurture, and it's all based on like how we are in society. Mm-hmm. So at one point, they only had white dolls, right? Mm-hmm. And so things changed a little bit. Then they start making black dolls. Everything is going to change, like the way the society is changing.
I agree with what you're saying, but I also do agree that naturally, if you're a boy, you have to, it kind of has to be forced on you. And I think that a lot of things, like, because people were not probably being raised, like, I don't know, because we're talking about, like, transgender and the LGBTQ community and stuff like that. And they say a lot of people were were touched and, they had experiences that brought them to where they are. But I'm not saying all cases, but I'm just saying a lot of cases. But I think if you're born as a man or a boy or a girl, I feel like naturally you just fall into the place of certain things. And I feel as though, again, like you said, maybe it's part of nurture, but maybe that's what a part of the problem is, because now the higher ups are nurturing our children in a way.
And they're nurturing them in the other direction.
Yeah,
I think little boys are born rougher. I think little boys want to fight. I think, and once again, I think nothing in life is an absolute. So no, maybe 15% of little boys don't, but if 85% do, and that's the majority, then we can say the general consensus is that's what little boys want to do. And the exception is not the rule. And we love to play this game that just, but 1% don't. Okay, that's the exception. The exception isn't the rule.
It's kind of like us as adults. Like, yes, us women, we want to, I remember you said live a life of leisure one time, or we want to be taken care of by our man. We want to be protected by our man. If it turns to be the other way and I got to protect my man and I got to go out and build the house and do this and do that, I'm going to be pissed.
Eventually you're going to resent it.
The thing is that you do protect your man. So
you protect them different ways.
Right.
That's the difference. It's naturally in you to protect him in certain ways. Like,
just like mechanistically?
No, if you, all right.
No. I mean, if that's the way you're talking about, like if you had to take on the role of a man, you're talking about protecting him.
No, I'm not saying if I had to take on the role of a man. I'm saying it should not come to a point where I feel as though the roles are reversed. I don't ever want to feel as though I am my man's man and he is my woman. And that's... Do you get what I'm saying?
That's what you will feel because naturally
it's
that's
not
not what you're supposed to be doing. It's innate. It's innate.
You don't get what I'm saying? What are you confused about?
No, I get it. But I thought that's what I said.
I don't remember. It was so long ago.
So I do believe that we are likely born with some sort of innate disposition, but a lot of what we do is plain nurture. Okay. Like, as a woman, to keep your legs like this because your mama or your grandma hit you on your leg and say, why you sitting like a nigga? You know what I mean?
It's unnatural, right? If you sitting there with your coochie lips open.
Well, actually, no, this is really comfortable is what I'm saying.
Okay, but you're saying if you didn't get that proper.
Yeah, so if you, if your granny or your mama didn't tell you, baby, go put on a girdle, some Spanx, do something with yourself, then you wouldn't know that is what we women do. If your mama didn't show you how to clean your ass. No, that's for real.
You're right, though.
If your mama don't show you how to clean your ass, then you walking around like a dude doing whatever they do. You know what I'm saying? No. Like
he's saying not all guys are like that.
Of course, no, and I know all guys aren't like that. But I think that's nurture, and nurture is literally just like...
No, it's not, because let me tell you why that's not natural. Before civilization and before we wore clothing, women were naked. And you have an opened vagina. Your legs could not be open. You had to keep it closed or else you can be infected to bacteria. Men can do that because we have a penis. So the truth is where you think it's not nurture. It's actually nature.
If this is comfortable to me, why can't I sit like this?
Because you would eventually get a yeast infection. You would get bacteria in your vagina. If I'm talking about before civilization.
Right. And again,
wait, hold on, because there is a difference in what you're saying and what she's saying, because this feels natural.
Yes.
All of the all of it makes sense. Yes. But we don't know that. We're just...
You know why? Because you now have clothing.
Why I don't...
You now have clothing. But what I'm telling you is before civilization and where we think, no, the reason that I close my legs is because my mother told me to. But the truth is, it's intrinsic in your DNA, because since the beginning of time, this may have been before your time, but this is what women did. This is what women did intrinsic, because it was actually survival tactics.
So women were like this?
No, but their legs were closed, because if not, their vaginas,
like
which is open, could be susceptible to bacteria, and then they would get sick. So through getting infected over years and years, they learned to keep their legs closed. So what I'm trying to make you understand is right now, because we have the luxury of clothing, because we have the luxury to believe that this is what we were taught. No, this is actually a survival tactic. That's what it was for females. And if you go far back enough, you will come to realize a lot of things that we think we were taught by society were, no, I'm sorry. They were just survival tactics that we had to do because of the way that God designed us.
It was a survival tactic that was passed down and nurtured like that.
I think you guys are both saying the same thing, in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, look.
I don't know. I
Once
end of the
again,
day,
I don't have to be right. I was just giving my perspective.
historically, if that's the case, I understand it. But again, as that was passed down, that was still nurtured. So if my whoever, great whatever, from the 1400s was doing that, that means she told her daughter, then her daughter, then her, and it kept going.
You guys are both saying it started from somewhere, from a point.
Right.
That's why I think you guys are.
But I'm saying it wasn't social conditioning.
I think you don't
saying
have a
this
mic.
is nature. He's saying this is nature. She's saying this is nurture.
I'm saying that it is social conditioning, exactly, but it was from the environment rather than by the patriarchy or society itself.
We're not born to do certain things, right? And then
I believe there are certain things we are born to do as males and females. They're intrinsic in our DNA.
right, but what I'm saying is that you can't blur the lines of what's innate, meaning you're born with it, versus nurture.
I guess Speed was doing like a Twitch stream, and you saw the father, and he had his daughters, and he was like, listen, I got all these daughters, and I don't know how many wives he had or whatever, but it's like, okay, you want my daughter? Like, you got to add to my community. Like, I need whatever cows or whatever. Did anybody?
Dowry.
The dowry, like the
But I
dowry.
also think that there's a set of principles that they live by, right? Where a man is not going to take on a wife. If he can't provide for her.
exactly.
Whereas if we did that here, guys that have 30
be
wives
crying.
that they can't even take care of.
Right.
But
Exactly.
they wouldn't have any women because they have to. You have to work to get to that point.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
We're missing God.
I mean,
definitely.
and the thing is that, like, we historically have worked, even if because in Africa it's very tribal, obviously, but within those tribes, everybody worked in community with each other. And I think Black people, we've been doing it forever, because let's say you're an enslaved person and, yo such and such gets, one of your kids or whoever gets sold away, but luckily they auntie got sold too. So now that was her child to take care of. So I think in America, I think we have typically lived in commune with each other. But I think, and you said this, I think the problem is that imitating those in power, I think that we have moved away from what made us who we were and why we were able to flourish.
I feel like we've been
I think-
separated.
I think
purposely.
what's missing is the return of shame, because community
We said that.
community doesn't matter if shame does not exist, because the only thing that keeps people in line when there's community is that shame.
That's why that man can walk away from 20 babies.
Bring back shame.
People don't even care about
Shame.
the embarrassment. Shame. People are not even embarrassed. Like, back in the day, if you embarrass your family, it's a problem.
Listen, I'm Haitian.
Or you
have
think
what?
about embarrassing your parents.
My oldest brother, he came to America when he was 16 years old.
I don't have
He got
one.
arrested for a DUI and called home from the bookends crying, "Oh my God, I saved the family." Because in Haiti, if you get arrested, it is the biggest, it's the biggest stain. And, and I was born in America. I'm like, stop crying, you punk.
Right. Isn't that crazy though? But isn't that crazy, the difference? Because
Yes.
I tell my friends that all the time. Growing up, I didn't even realize that I was just Black. I'm African American.
But once again, the shame of that is what always kept him in line to not want to get arrested. For me, there was nothing shameful about it, because coming from the bookends was like, oh God, I just spent the weekend in the bookends. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was no consequence. How about those that do wrong? There's a whole community within itself.
Right.
And probably a larger community than those that do right.
Things used to be so strict. Like, I don't feel like rules are being broken and people are just loving it. Like, I feel like there's no more.
It's an overcorrection, because you have to think about it. Like, say you got pregnant in the 70s, like, you and your high school boyfriend, baby, your mama was sending you either go live somewhere else or you had an abortion.
Yeah. On the low. Yeah.
So again, I think it's just a huge overcorrection. And unfortunately, we're living in the time where we've seen the correction, and slowly it's going back somewhere, because it can't stay here. It's too left. It can't stay
Think
here.
so? I think
For a functional society, I think it's too left.
I think it will be our demise as humankind if it remains this
Right.
way.
Yeah.
The Bible says that. Like, this is technology era. Like, this is where all of the things that are talked about in the Bible are occurring. Greed. People are just constantly eating. Oh, I see this food online. I want to eat it. I want to eat it. I want to eat it. Lust.
Lust.
Everything is hyper.
Everything's in excess.
It's extreme right now. And we're being tricked by AI. We're being like,
Now I'm gonna tell you
this
who
is
tricking.
scary.
No, I'm gonna tell you who
if
putting.
you know the Bible, this is scary.
No, I'm gonna tell you who putting tricks out there. A lot of the mega church pastors, and even not the mega church pastors, they're putting a lot of bad information out to the church community, and I think it's somehow it filters into
For example,
heathens.
What kind of
but not Philip
information?
Mitchell, not Anthony Philip Mitchell.
I
Philip
don't.
Anthony Mitchell.
Sorry, I don't.
Anybody
know.
but him. But go
Is that
ahead.
your
You
pastor?
are a believer.
Yes, and he is one of ones.
you-
Everybody
Can you
knows.
see
There-
those glasses?
It's a little foggy.
There are no one. There are no
Because you
one
keep
of one.
doing
I'm
Well,
sorry
not
to
like that,
disappoint you.
not like that.
There are no
But
one of
he's
one.
the real deal. Like, he's reading from his Bible and
Even
he's
if he's
breaking
the
it
real
down.
deal, he is human.
No. I'm just saying the way he tells, like, he uses the Bible and he's truthfully
Compared to real
speaking
life.
people. Like, people are using them and creating scenarios and stories. And
I mean,
they're
he
just-
might be the
he's telling
exception.
us what God and Jesus said in those Bibles, and he's keeping it real with us. Like, get it together, because like it's about to get real, and it's true.
That's not what a usual pastor does.
No, a lot of them are doing. They're trying to
See?
get your money.
Exactly. That's
she
what I'm
was just
saying. Yeah.
Come on,
They're putting
come on, join
foolishness
us.
out. Like I
Amanda.
literally
All of them
saw.
are like that though.
Is he making money? Is he rich?
I'm just saying.
He's giving more, and that's what I appreciate.
But is he rich?
I don't think so, because he just bought his first house, and he's not over. Like, he's
Not saying
being over-
not saying that
You
there's
paid for
anything
that
wrong
house,
with
you
him
know that,
being
right?
rich.
No, it's different. He was in debt. No, what I'm saying is he deserves fruits for his,
course. His labor, yeah.
for his labor, but he's not taking advantage, and he's doing a lot of giving in the meantime, and he's saving a lot of souls. So I appreciate that. I see the difference between, like you said, the pastors that are out there and they're just like, oh, I'm making money off of streams. I'm making money off of that. You had one dude getting his hair cut at church. You had another dude, he's flying over the ceiling. You had other people, like there's another guy who just asked for $1 million or something like that.
Kenneth
Somebody else said-
Copeland.
Yeah.
He got a jet.
You know
and-
what?
This is so demonic.
You know,
y'all.
that's
It's
the one
crazy.
thing I never understood. Why is
Is that when he locked
there
the
this
door?
perception that if you're doing good, you're not supposed to make money,
Yeah,
right?
no,
it's
that's
like
not
it's like
true.
you can have the best of intentions and you can be doing great for the world, but the second you're making money, it's like, oh, but why are you making money?
Are we talking?
Because I have to.
But I-
I'm talking about pastors
Just
right
because
now.
you make
Not
money,
just pastors. I'm just
Another
talking about
example.
whether it's people that are fighting for social justice, whether it's whoever.
right?
Right? The second that people find out that they're making some type of income from what they're doing, it's frowned upon.
true.
And I don't understand it because it costs to live.
But it shouldn't be, because
And anyone that's putting their energy and their effort,
Right.
especially their heart into something, should be compensated.
that's a part of hating on people's blessings,
Of course.
which is a problem that also people won't realize that is a problem. I mean, even if you talk, I'm not going to bring too much Bible into it, but even like, for example, let's just say Joshua, he ended up reaping the benefits of Egypt because of, like he is basically a king now, and now everybody is looking at him like his brothers are looking at him like, how should he be blessed or whatever? But it's like, all he did was stay humble and help others and, provide his blessings and share his blessings. And it's like, when people see you benefiting off of the blessings that you deserve,
Yeah.
they don't see it that way. They're just
They
hating
don't
on
like.
you.
They don't like that.
Right.
Well,
It's
shout
just
out to
hating.
Joshua.
Shout out to Joshua.
Thanks, Josh. Okay, this was fun. This was our first episode of 2026. Thank our guests, Money and Violence, Mr. Mo. Tell them where they can find you on all the socials.
You guys can find me at Instagram at Cloud9TV, CLOUD, the number 9TV_. You can also find my wipes on Instagram at Quick Clean Sneaker Wipes. That's QUICKLEAN Sneaker Wipes. They clean leather sneakers, they clean suede sneakers, they clean Uggs, they clean construction Timbs, every and anything. Not only do they clean the leather, but they also condition it. You can find these wipes at www.quickclean.net. Feel free to order them so you can get photo shoot fresh in a minute or less.
Love it. See, he got all the words. Y'all, I told y'all. Watch this man.
Right. Watch him. You got to watch him.
So thank you. There will be a part 2. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow. And until next time, we'll see you next time.
Ate at the table. Ate at the table.